welcome you to Week 7 of the World League here on ABC Sports. We're in San Marcos, Texas, halfway between Austin and San Antonio, the temporary home of the San Antonio Riders here at
playoff race. In Europe, Barcelona could have clinched the division title with a win, but instead, well, they still are in control. And in the North American West, San Antonio plays Orlando in a key matchup of division leaders today.
And so far this year in the World League, because both of these teams rank at the top. Orlando in the offensive category, San Antonio defensively. Orlando 163 points. San Antonio's given up just 70. 11 touchdown passes for the Thunder. San Antonio's allowed but 2. And then you look down at sacks. 7 sacks is all Orlando's given up. 20 sacks for the San Antonio defense. And as I introduce my partner, Dick Vermeil, Dick, a reason that San Antonio has played so well defensively is not going to be on the field today.
Well, you're right, Roger. The #1 individual contributor to those impressive defensive rankings is defensive end Chris Thieneman. Chris was hurt last week. Knee injury, will be operated on next week. They will miss him. He was leading the league in sacks, and I think on his way to a possible MVP defensively in the World League. Without him, I think you can look for San Antonio to come after him with a combination of linebacker blitzes, just to let Scott Mitchell, the Orlando quarterback, know that they can still put pressure on the quarterback.
Well, Orlando's got the top offense. Last week, very impressive, 360-some yards. Didn't commit a turnover for the first time ever in a game. But we talk about that old adage, they haven't beaten a team with a winning record, and their opposition has a 7-18 record on the year. Are they really that good?
Well, what you say about their opponents is true, Roger, but 2 things you have to consider. First off, one of the reasons their opponents have losing records is they have played Orlando. Orlando has beaten them. And secondly, they have beaten them impressively. They have dominated in their 5 wins. They have an average winning margin of better than 16 points a game. They're tough. Plus, you consider the last 2 weeks. They've done it without the services of Darryl Clack, the #1 back that they have.
And for the first time ever in the World League, we have a matchup of 2 left-handed quarterbacks today. A little different this week than last week. We were in that dome in Montreal. Jim Valvano was nice and comfortable. Hey, Jim, how you doing down there in the field today?
Roger, it's 120 out here, but I love it. It's going to get hotter out there with a great game. The Riders at 5-1 should feel very confident playing at home, but they've got a couple of problems they have to solve in order to beat Orlando. #1, take a look at this stat, right? Their inability to get the ball in the end zone in the red zone. And #2, the loss of Thieneman, and see how their #1 defense will perform. We have Mike Riley here to answer those questions. Coach, are you concerned about, or how concerned are you about the inability to get the ball in that end zone?
Well, it's been a concern, no doubt about it. You know, and it's going to play a big part against a high-scoring offense like Orlando. So it's a big deal for us. We've emphasized it. We got to quit fumbling and execute down in that area.
And how about the loss of Thieneman? That certainly got to hurt. Does that alter your game plan? Or you go with the same stuff that's put you in #1 position?
Jim, we're pretty much a pressure defense, so we're going to stay with that. We have to be able to mix it up. We have to have a 4-man rush at times with somebody coming off. Chris was doing that for us. And so we'll have to see how it goes. We might have to send a few more people more often than we like to.
Thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. Galen Hall, his first year. Orlando 5-1, coming off that win at Frankfurt. Very impressive, 38-0 last week. I'll tell you about last night in the World League. A couple of games to tell you about. Barcelona with a win would have clinched the European division, but Birmingham comes up with a much-needed win, keeps their playoff hopes alive. 19-17 the final at Legion Field. Then, congratulations to Ohio. They win their first of the year. Jerry Korick gets a 46-yard field goal as time expires. That's set up by a roughing the passer penalty, and Ohio wins for the first time 20-17. And man, congratulations to Larry Little and everybody up in Columbus, Ohio. How happy after being 0-6? The party's still going on.
I know, 41,000 people there last night, too.
Absolutely. Grannis Bell, 84, is back deep. One of the players, and Stacy Simmons, 85, also back there for the Orlando Thunder. And Jim Gallery to kick it off for the San Antonio Riders. We're at Bobcat Stadium on the campus of Southwest Texas State University, where the Riders will play until the Alamo Dome is completed April 1 of 1993.
It's an impressive facility. As we drove by it twice this week, and they don't look like they have too much to go before it's finished.
Grantis Bell averaging just over 18 yards a return. As we're underway, both 5-1 teams, and Gallery kicks it out of the end zone. Had a breeze behind him, as Orlando will take it offensively. As Scott Mitchell is the man. 10 touchdowns, couple of interceptions this year. outstanding quarterback, property of the Miami Dolphins. Simmons, Johnson, the wideouts, Clack, the running back, Titley, the tight end, Grannis Bell, 84, and the enhancement players with the asterisks, Cunningham, Aronson, Lassow, Rose, and Allen. The offensive line, and Dick, look for this team to hurry it up here at the beginning.
They're going to go 8 plays in a row, supposedly, without a huddle. That's their game plan initially.
Mitchell checking off at the line of scrimmage. Darryl Clack, the setback, has missed the last 2 games because of injuries, and quickly he goes to Dennis Airy, eludes a tackle and is knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line by Patrick Hinton, first-year pro from South Carolina. As we take a look at San Antonio defensively, Dick Japur, coming off injured reserve, will get the start. Willie Fears and Rob White in the 3-man front. The linebackers look like this. Ledbetter, and he's a good one, Walton, Hinton, and Terrence Cooks. And the secondary, we'll get back to that in just a moment, as Orlando with the hurry-up offense, and over to Airy. He's got the first down at the 32-yard line where Hinton drives him out again. Bobby Humphrey, the veteran. Chris Oldham has played terrific football this year. Anthony Cooney and Gary Richard. Dick, what about San Antonio defensively? What
Well,
do today?
as we said in the open, they're going to come after him with a variety of linebacker blitzes early in the ball game just to try to speed up that pass drop tempo, because they're tough to get at, but when they want him to throw in a hurry like he's doing right now.
Near side at Joe Howard Johnson. He's near midfield, knocked out at the 48-yard line by Chris Oldham, second-year player from Oregon, and Bobby Humphrey. Oldham, 21 tackles. He's got a sack. He's got an interception. He's got a couple of forced fumbles. He's got a fumble recovery. He's done it all from his strong safety position. 1st and 10, and as Dick mentioned, this is hurry up, 2-minute drill here at the beginning of the game.
Here they come.
And they'll swing it to Clack. He's got some room outside. He cuts it across midfield. Darryl Clack inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line, where Oldham will bring him down 15 yards on the pickup. Clack was the leading receiver for this team before he was injured.
All right, they blitz from the right side of your screen. You'll see Ledbetter, outside linebacker, 94, blitzing. Here comes another rusher. The rusher was supposed to peel off and pick up Clack coming. He didn't do it. Allowed him to get upfield there against the man-to-man, no one on him.
They are in a hurry as Mitchell will check off. He calls check left. Clack picks up one blitzer, but from the backside, the man who got him was Mark Ledbetter, even though Mitchell was able to get rid of the football.
Mark Ledbetter is an underrated player. He's one of those guys that doesn't have all the tools, but plays like he does. See, they get the pressure from the backside. See, here they stopped him up, made him stop, and there comes the pressure from the backside.
Ledbetter, second-year pro from Washington State University, 25 tackles, a couple of sacks this year. Very aggressive football player. You got him. 2nd down and 10. Mitchell's got Dennis Airy at the 30. Couple yards short of the first down, where Patrick Hinton, linebacker number 51, makes a stop.
Ken Karcher, the quarterback coach for Scott Mitchell, told me they were going to start out this ball game very simple, very sound, high percentages throwing, just to get Scott Mitchell's confidence level up. He didn't have a great game last week.
Matter of fact, of his 15 completions last week, 9 of them went to Joe Howard Johnson. He's looked at Dennis Airy an awful lot in this game so far on a 3rd down and 3. Penalty marker goes down. San Antonio defense was pointing towards Kevin Allen, number 73, and the right side of that Orlando offensive line. And we'll get the call from the referee, Tom White.
False start. Number 73, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Dick, Orlando with the fewest penalty yards in the league. They average just about 33 penalty yards a game.
Only 5 penalties a game. Very disciplined, very great definition to everything they do with the ball. In the passing game, in the running game, they don't do a lot, even though it looks like they do, because they use a lot of formations to do the same thing. But they are very efficient, well-schooled.
Matter of fact, last week they had just 2 penalties in there. When we get a timeout on the field, we'll be back to San Marcos, Texas in a moment.
On November 11th, 1940, a legend was born in Toledo, Ohio. Jeep. Jeep earned his stripes before most of us were out of knickers. Tough, unstoppable, go anywhere, get the job done.
But I'll lay odds, a lot of people don't know that Jeep is part of Chrysler. So now it's our job to keep the legend alive. And this is where we'll do it.
Our new billion-dollar assembly plant in Detroit, Michigan.
Before the first Jeep came down the line, our workers had the most intensive quality training in the history of Chrysler. And this is a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, a lot more room inside, and the only sport utility with 4-wheel analog brakes and a driver's airbag standard. Every inch a Jeep. To some people, Jeep is for climbing to the top of the world or just going out on the town. To us, Jeep is what all four-wheel drives are measured against. Always will be. Hey, in this business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
I'm not exactly known for being subtle, so I told Sprint the phone card had too many complicated numbers. Well, they fixed that. The new phone card has fewer numbers to dial, and the card number is even based on my home number. So now it's a lot easier to use. Of course, they'll probably say it was all their idea.
World League Football, brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By Yokohama Tires, advanced technology on wheels. By Kellogg, proud sponsor of our 1992 U.S. Olympic team. And by the Chrysler Corporation and its divisions, proud sponsors of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
And we welcome you back here to Bobcat Stadium on the campus of Southwest Texas State University at San Marcos. 3rd down and 8 coming up, 12:46 to go first quarter. All 6 plays on this drive. As you see, the last 4 games, they've outscored their opponents by that margin. All 6 plays have been passing plays so far. 38% on the year for the Thunder on 3rd down completions.
It looks like they're going to load up on the offensive right side and come after him unless they're bluffing. No, they're coming after him.
Mitchell gets rid of it across the middle. The reception by Joe Howard Johnson, very close to the first down at the 27-yard line. Anthony Cooney, second-year player from Arkansas, number 28, made the tackle.
You'll see the blitz. You'll see the blitz coming from the left side of your screen here. They loaded up over there. Okay, we'll come back to it.
The Rider defense has allowed, Dick, only 6 touchdowns in 6 games, 4 rushing, 2 passing. They've been very stingy. First and 10, 27-yard line. Near side comes to number 84, Grannis Bell. Hey, he'd be a pretty good baseball player there. Picked it up on the short hop. Go for 2.
You'll see right here they're loaded up with 3 rushers outside. They're going to bring them in a combination. Howard reads it. Howard Johnson reads it, comes in on the slant, gets the first down. See, there they go. He reads it. Hot receiver. He dumps it to him quickly. The defensive back in that case ought to try to play him tighter to the inside and prevent that inside route.
Grannis Bell in motion to the far side on 2nd and 10. Play action, and they go to Bell. Far side, steps out at the 21-yard line, so it's been pass, 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 pass.
And what they'll do now is come with a draw or draw trap. You know, they like to run that bootleg action where they fake one way and come out, and they will run that same action from about 5 different formations.
They told us they'd run about 8 plays in the 2-minute offense, but it looks like maybe they'll just, since they're going so well, they'll just stay with it.
Stay with it.
3rd down and 4.
Blitz again.
6 men up there in front. Mitchell's got man-to-man coverage. Went to Grannis Bell on the near side. It was Bobby Humphrey, the veteran from New Mexico, played with the New York Jets and the Rams for a number of years on the coverage, and that'll set up a field goal situation for one of the very best field. Actually, he is the best this year in the World League.
I think he's the best kicker. He's 8 for 9. He has not missed one outside 30 yards, 5 for 5. That's pretty darn good kicking.
We're talking about Tracy Bennett. This will be from 39 yards out. He's 4 of 4 at that 30 to 39-yard range, and he's made his last 6 field goal attempts. Criswell, the holder, Titley, the snapper, and it's good. So Tracy Bennett knocks it through. He's now made 9 of 10 field goals this year, and the Thunder jumps out on top.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
You don't look good.
Well, you're stuck here.
Oh, man, how we going to get out of here, man? Wait a minute.
Sound like isn't bad. Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
New KFC honey barbecue fried chicken in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods. Now try new KFC Honey Barbecue Chicken. 8 pieces, just $5.99, or a 2-piece snack, just $1.99.
Expecting guests?
I'm looking for the prize in this new Kellogg's Frosted brand.
It's not a kid's cereal. It's got bran. Kellogg's Frosted Bran.
It's incredible. It's frosted. Gotta be a prize.
There's less sugar than you think. These are crispy, lightly frosted, mature flakes with bran.
Tastes too good for grown-ups. Okay, here it comes.
An invisible decoder ring.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran. Great taste for grown-ups.
Masters champion Fred Couples at a field of the PGA's best, teeing up in Texas for a Lone Star Showdown. It's the final round of the Shell Houston Open today on ABC Sports.
11 plays, 59 yards, 3 minutes and 6 seconds, 39-yard field goal, and they did it through the air.
They did a good job. You know, it's got to help Orlando because they have not been a good first-quarter football team, Roger. They've only scored 10 points in the first quarter in 6 ball games, so they come up with 3 right now. That's got to help them.
Tracy Bennett to kick it off. Short kick. Goes over to Wayne Walker on the far side, and he'll bring it near side.
He has speed.
And he is dropped at the 20-yard line. The man down there for the Thunder, number 51, Dean Witkowski. As you take a look at Witkowski there, a linebacker. Mike Johnson, quarterback, 7-2 as a starter for the San Antonio Riders over this year and last. Couple touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Walker, the wideout, Ivory Lee Brown, and George Searcy. The fullback, tight end, Ronnie Williams, Titus Dixon. And up front at shorts, Norgard, Vitale, Kiselak, and Williams. As San Antonio with 4 wide receivers, and Searcy, the lone setback, will take it 1st and 10 from their 20. Johnson down the middle. He's got Walker at the 35-yard line. Ephraim Thomas, second-year player out of Alabama, makes the stop as we take a look at Orlando defensively. And the hurry-up offense, Dunbar, Cilio, and Presbury up front. The linebackers, Dixon, Andrews, Witkowski, and Keaton. And in the secondary, Frank, Crum, Nettles, and Rogers. I think, Dick, the best secondary in the World League as a whole.
They really do a good job, Roger. I'd have to agree with you. They all have their 2 interceptions, one guy with 3.
Searcy, the ball carrier, across the 40. Searcy gets to the 44-yard line where Ricky Andrews made a stop. And last week, even though Frankfurt was pummeled 38-0, they were able to run the ball in the first half against this Orlando team.
Well, I'll tell you, Galen Hall told me yesterday his #1 concern is San Antonio's ability to run the football. You know, he says, if they just keep running it, we could be in trouble.
2nd down and 2 as the pass goes out to number 20, George Searcy, out of the backfield. Dean Witkowski makes the stop. And also Glenn Rogers in there. This guy, Searcy's become one of the top pass catchers.
Well, he can both run and catch equally well, where the big guy, the 250-pound running back, Ivory Brown, is the better runner of the 2.
Both of these teams, Dick, with a hurry-up offense to start the game.
One thing this could do is drain the pass rush of both teams a little bit, because that's the most tiring thing to do in a hot day,
is
rush the passer.
And humid day. Johnson, near side. He had a lot of room to run the football right there.
Should have run the football.
He is a good athlete and can run it. Walker was the intended receiver.
This is what happens to a young quarterback when he starts to gain confidence in his throwing ability. He wants to prove to people that he can throw, and therefore when he has the opportunity to run, he throws it anyway.
This is going to be the survival of the fittest here today. These 2 teams in the hurry-up offenses were just underway. Searcy, the ball carrier, as he gets to about the 45-yard line, where Todd Crum, 3rd-year pro from Michigan State, and Robert Presbury, who's really emerged as their top defensive lineman.
Well, maybe not always the top, but the most consistent, Roger. I really agree with you. Every time you watch this guy play, he's hustling to the play. He's a pretty good pass rusher, a pretty good run defender. He's got 3 sacks, 10 quarterback hurries, 32 tackles. He's always there.
3rd down and 9 for San Antonio. They'll split Donnie Whitaker way out to the far side, the tight end.
Coming after him.
And then he'll cut across the middle, and that's who they went for.
Yep.
Just a little slant across as they put the big tight end out wide that time, and it was incomplete. Malcolm Frank was there on the coverage, but it was a poorly thrown ball. And that'll bring up a punt situation.
That's the advantage of mixing up those kind of pass rush situations. Again, Thieneman not there. They're going to bring the linebackers in, move them around, and then bring them, force the quarterback to get rid of the ball quickly.
Kent Sullivan back to punt. He's standing at his 40, second in the World League with a 41.5 average. It's an end-over-end kick. Angling for the far corner, got a good bounce. And a better bounce as it's down right at the 5-yard line. He's had 7 down inside the 20, so good job by Sullivan. 48 yards on the punt. We'll be back after this.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where's here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna!
Hammer.
We gotta make this wait a minute. Sound like it's gonna be another one of those. Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
KFC Honey Barbecue Fried Chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
When life turns up the heat.
Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Green.
There's Degree Antiperspirant. Degree's body heat activated.
1 more minute.
To release extra protection.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama High Performance Tires.
Tonight.
You've got to come back with me. Where? Back to the future.
They're back. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future 2, tonight.
Oh, the temperature is a nice 83. Humidity is about 95%, though. Just a little breeze, 10 miles per hour. Forecast is sunny. And the surface here at Bobcat Stadium is grass. It seats 14,000. They brought in some bleachers to seat 20,000 this year for the Riders. 7 of 10 for Mitchell on that first drive, passing for 64 yards, as he'll give it to Roger Vick, who's in there now. And Vick has been a pretty good rusher for him. He is 3rd in the league with 315 yards, the bulk of that when Darrell Clack went down with the injury.
And he stepped up, and he's been very good. When they've had the lead, they put him into the 4th quarter, the bigger, stronger back, and controlled the ball with him.
I always get a kick when the Thunder players, they call on the play, and they've got the wristbands, and they're all standing around looking at their wristband. Once again, they run it. Vick. He's a high stepper. He's across the 15 to the 17. Let's go down to Jim Valvano.
Thanks, Raj. I'm here with Chris Thieneman. How tough is it to be on the sideline such a big game?
For this game, it's terrible. I mean, we need everybody out there, and I just want to play.
Any shot at you being back before this season's over?
Well, my ACL is gone. That's my cruciate ligament, and no, I doubt it.
How about, were you surprised, the defense surprised at all at the hurry-up offense?
No, actually, I know one of the guys on their team, and he told me that they were. I just asked him, I said, you going to hurry up? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay. So I told everybody.
How about that, Vic?
Hey, there are no secrets. Yeah, there are no secrets. As Vic got the first down on a 3rd and 1, Walton and Fears make the tackle. Who do they look for, Dick, to pick up the slack from Thieneman today? Is there one guy in particular?
Well, they want Shapiris coming in there, but they're looking for Willie Fears to come up with some big plays. He's been playing their nose guard position, number 93.
So after throwing the ball in their first drive, they're running it now as Vick gets across the 25 to the 26. Rob White makes the stop. Vick out of Texas A&M. There he is, number 49. Well, they call it Vick's formula in every week, depending on the amount of yardage he gets. It's Vick's formula 12, or 90, or 63 or 50, or 90. So Vick's formula 90 has been very good. And so far, 4 carries, 18 yards, incomplete pass to the far side. The intended receiver, Dennis Airy. Gary Richard, second-year pro from Pitt, over there to make the stop.
Gary Richard came up. He was playing a 2-deep zone, so he was rolling up there, and he got there just as the ball got there. He was lucky it wasn't intercepted. Gary Richard went to junior college in Bakersfield, California, and then was recruited all the way back to the East Coast to play for Pitt.
They've been known to do that on the East Coast a little bit. Orlando, 2 of 3 in 3rd down situations. This is 3rd and 6 with 7:30 to go. First quarter. Mitchell got a receiver, Joe Howard Johnson at the 35-yard line, enough for the first down. As I mentioned, 9 receptions last week for Joe Howard Johnson, 27 on the year, 4 touchdown catches, averaging over 14 yards a catch.
good pass protection. You know, they have a nice cup set there. He gets straight back in that shotgun. See, nobody around him. Three-man rush, good throwing lane. He reads the zone, stops his zone, goes up for the ball. The highest point comes down with a reception. Executed well by the entire team.
Dick, we had two San Antonio players go down. Mark Ledbetter, 94, Bobby Humphrey, 48, collided. Both of them are down already with some injury problems because of Thieneman. As you see, Bobby Humphrey now getting up. And here's the play in the collision.
It'll be to the right side of your screen. He's going up for the ball. Here they are, coming right there. Yeah, they hit each other right there. Humphrey is already up, walking around. Ledbetter is still down.
So as they attend to Mark Ledbetter, this is how it shapes up in the North American East. Orlando at 5-1. A win today, they can clinch, or if both Montreal and New York, New Jersey lose, they can clinch that North American East. And Ohio with their first win yesterday. North American West, the best division this year. San Antonio at 5-1. Sacramento, Birmingham. And this division has not lost a game outside of their division. That shows you how strong they are. And then the European division, where Barcelona lost last night. Frankfurt is struggling right now. However, the young quarterback Cochran came in and played impressively for him last night. London playing, of course, at the Knights today at the Meadowlands. The game here on ABC is Ledbetter gets up and under his own power to move off the field.
I tell you, he's an intense guy. When you watch him on the practice field, you think it's 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon and he's playing the last play of the game and he's got to make it. He's a hard-working kid.
Orlando will now take it 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Going downfield to Joe Howard Johnson, just overthrown. Number 22 on the coverage. Back there was Kip Texada, first-year player out of McNeese State in Louisiana. There's a look at Kip, 5'9" and 180.
Shapiro right in the middle of your screen. Dick Shapiro, number 95. See, taking the place of Thieneman, working. And see, he is working hard. Now they doubled him up a little bit because they were only rushing 3. That freed up an offensive lineman to help out.
Shapiro, 6'3", 275, played 88 and 89 with the Chicago Bears and 90 with the Philadelphia Eagles, coming back from a injury this week. And Mitchell's got Grantis Bell wide open. Grantis Bell down to the 30-yard line, where Kip Texada was the man that made the stop. 35 yards on the reception to Grantis Bell.
Watch Scott Mitchell, the quarterback, middle of your screen. Wait for the pattern to develop. See, he sets, now throws. If he'd have thrown it early, it would have been picked off. Underneath coverage was there. He waited for it to develop. And the other thing he did, he went for the new defender that just came in the ballgame.
Penalty markers down as Darryl Clack loses the football, and it goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Mitchell's 9 of 14 for 108 yards so far, but a couple of penalty markers down as the Orlando Thunder showing no real ill effects from their trip to Frankfurt. As a matter of fact, talking to the players yesterday, they talked about what a great time they had, what a terrific experience it was.
Galen Hall told me this week has been a lousy week of practice. He's had a hard time getting the refocus and gain their concentration to get it back and get ready. And he was concerned how they would be in terms of a mental standpoint in the ball game today. No signs of it, though.
Well, it's hard. There's a look at Galen. It's hard to tell, isn't it, Dick, all your years of coaching, what the temperament of the team is during the week. I mean, you've seen probably teams just practice terribly and go out and play great on Sunday.
I've seen it, but I hate to admit it. More often than not, though, you can read a team just by studying their concentration in preparation.
Well, Mike Riley told me yesterday, he says, you know what, he says, I quit doing that about 3 years ago, trying to tell whether the team was good in practice and then played well on Sunday. He says, you know, I just hope they work hard all week and they go out and they play hard on Sunday. And all that psychological stuff, he says, is beyond me.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1st and 5 for the Orlando Thunder. 6:24 to go. That penalty was on Albert Williams, number 54. And now number 44 leaving the field is Gary Richard. And I don't know whether he's got an injury or it looks like he's shaking his left hand, left shoulder. Kip Texada, number 22.
Well, I tell you, when Orlando gets down here, Roger, they've been very effective. They've been down inside the 20-yard line 17 times and scored 8 touchdowns.
1st and 5.
Opposite!
Roger Vick off the right side, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And I'd have to say that this offensive line for Orlando, who gave up something like 40 sacks last year and has only given up 7 this year, not just pass protection as you look at Big Jerry Crafts, who splits times with Kevin Allen, but they have come on as one of the better offensive lines in this league.
I really believe that, and they've done a good job of coaching them. Bill McDermott has done a nice job, and the other thing they do is they don't hold the ball very much. They throw the ball quickly, a la Miami Dolphins.
Mitchell sprinting out. Intended receiver down there, number 83, Chris Ford. On the coverage was Chris Oldham.
You know, Chris Oldham has played corner in college and in the NFL, and now they're working him at safety, and he'll go back to the San Diego Chargers as a safety. And I'll tell you, he's a hitter. He might have found a home not only at strong safety, but in the National Football League because of the World League giving him this opportunity to play a new position.
I mentioned 83, Chris Ford. He's a second-year pro from Lamar. He is checked in at the wide receiver spot at the top of your screen on 2nd down and 10. Mitchell hangs in there, loose football, picked off by San Antonio. Anthony Cooney, yes it was, Anthony Cooney, 28, second-year pro from Arkansas on the deflection. Grannis Bell looked like he was going to have it, but Cooney got in there.
See, the ball went off the hands of the intended receiver. He had time, he stepped up, he fires it. Now see it batted in the air. Here comes Cooney back there playing that free safety position. And you know, this young man really prepares to play. The other day, looking at tapes at 4:30 in the afternoon, everybody else in the office gone. Here's this young free safety sitting in, studying all the offensive tapes he could find on Orlando. See, it paid off today, his first interception.
Well, that is for Cooney, his first interception of the year, and just the 3rd interception against the Orlando Thunder. And it's one of the things, obviously, that San Antonio does very well, as Johnson's intended receiver down there was Lee Morris, and the pass should have been caught at the 40. Glenn Rogers was on the coverage.
Another look at that interception. See, he had time, and this guy has a strong arm, and you're going to catch this ball. You really got to get your hands on it. It was deflected as well by the defender. Now he's reading that ball, goes for it at its highest point, and he's a running back again.
2nd and 10. Johnson will go right back to a Morris. Now, that's what you like to see. You see a receiver who's open, he drops it. You got to build his confidence. You go back to him on a nice, easy little pass play, and he drops it again.
Yeah, but that was a poor throw. He was coming back to the quarterback. A screen was being formed out in front of him, so he has that distraction, and it was thrown down around his feet. You've got to throw those balls up around the numbers so you can catch it, tuck it away, and get in behind that screen.
3rd down and 10. The Riders at 2 of 6 3rd down situations. Missed their last 4. Johnson will go to Searcy, and there's another one. So 3 drop passes in one sequence right there.
Yeah. You know, in the 16 takeaways that San Antonio came in the ball game with and gave the ball to the offense has only scored 3 times, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Boy, it's tough to win a championship without being more productive with those turnovers.
Well, the offense is something that they've struggled with all year. They've won football games, but they've done it the hard way. They've done it through their defense, as they got their 8th interception of the year a few moments ago.
Roger, the other thing they've done, they've run the ball. They're the #1 running team, and right now they're not running the ball.
Beautiful punt by Kent Sullivan. Joe Howard Johnson will go back inside the 20. He's looking for some blockers. He doesn't have any. And he does a good job to get it to the 29-yard line there, where Donta Whitaker, 54 yards on the punt, 11 on the return. We'll be back right after this.
The actual size of a Jolly Rancher candy is 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch square. But the actual taste of a Jolly Rancher candy is immeasurable. Jolly Rancher candy, the great taste of fruit, squared.
In case you need to push your truck, Yokohama high-performance light truck tires.
With Ryder's 24-hour number, not only can you get everything you need to make your move easier, but you can call us with any other questions that come up along the way.
Does Route 60 run through Phoenix?
Ryder, we're there when you need us.
Expecting guests?
I'm looking for the prize in this new Kellogg's Frosted brand.
not a kid's cereal. It's got bran. Kellogg's Frosted Bran.
It's incredible. It's frosted. Gotta be a prize.
There's less sugar than you think. These are crispy, lightly frosted, mature flakes with bran.
Tastes too good for grown-ups. Okay, here it comes.
An invisible decoder ring.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran. Great taste for grown-ups.
San Antonio invades Barcelona looking to slay the Dragons, or the Knights tackle the Glory.
Get into it.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back here to Bobcat Stadium on the campus of Southwest Texas State University, where Orlando has a 3-0 lead over the San Antonio Riders. Scott Mitchell's latest string of passes without an interception was broken at 73. Remember, earlier this year, he had 101 straight.
You know, a class like that, it's called an interception. It really, there should be some other category for it.
You know, it's happened to Birmingham the last 2 weeks where Norseth, the thrown pass should have been caught and was picked off and taken in for a touchdown.
River! Jack River!
He reads blitz coming. See, and here comes the blitz.
And Mitchell will go downfield, overthrown. The intended receiver, Grannis Bell. We're going to take you now up to Montreal, where Sacramento and Montreal are playing. And in this game at Olympic Stadium, David Archer, the outstanding quarterback for Sacramento, we'll have a feature on him at halftime, throws to Stephon Adams for the touchdown, 20 yards, and it's 7-3, Sacramento with a lead. And we'll have more on David Archer at halftime. Good story. Guy trying to make it back. Second down at 10. 5:12 to go first quarter. Mitchell really directing his offense. Joe Howard Johnson with the reception and the first down and more as he gets it up near midfield. Good job of running with the football. 20 yards on the reception before Gary Richard brings him down. Joe Howard with over 400 yards in reception so far this year.
He will come from the left side of your screen, a little square in pattern, number 80, Joe Howard Johnson. Now watch his running ability. He can make you miss. Now watch his footwork. He widens his base right there. Boom, boom, he moved. Now he's upfield. Now watch this. That's why he's a good kick returner.
He's 5'8", 170, played at Notre Dame. Enhancement player from the Washington Redskins is Darryl Clapp. Will go off the left side. He'll get about 3 where Terrence Cooks and Albert Williams will bring him down. And see New York, a 77-yard punt return by Davis Smith, the little man, and they lead London 10-0.
That's only the second punt return for a touchdown in the league this year.
The other one, of course, was
against San Antonio.
Against San Antonio, first
by
game of the year by
Sacramento,
Pete. Was it Pete Manley?
Yes.
From Montreal. Mitchell on 2nd and 7, moving downfield close to the line of scrimmage. Pass goes incomplete.
See what's happening right now. Orlando's offensive line is giving Mitchell enough time to go to the first, second, and third receiver and allowing receivers to adjust to the defense. They've got to get more pressure on him or he's going to continue to complete the passes. That's all there is to it. Guys are breaking off routes, have time to break them off and get to another spot.
3rd down and 7. Just over 4 minutes to go. Down the middle, Clack, the intended receiver. Malvin Hunter, 55, second-year pro out of Wisconsin. Makes a stop, and Orlando's going to have to punt.
You know, Malvin Hunter is not a starter, but when he goes in, he plays as well, or if, in my opinion, as an outsider evaluate him, plays better than their starters.
Ray Criswell, 9th in the World League, average of 35.8. And Daryl Colbert back to receive the punt. Gets a good bounce. Orlando's Michael Titley able to down it at the 2-yard line. He's now had 11 downed inside the 20-yard line, 44 yards on that punt. And Saturday on ABC Sports, the top IndyCar drivers are looking to smash those speed records at the Brickyard in an all-out race for the pole position. It's the Indianapolis 500-time trial. And on a special early edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports, it's the race between America Cube and Il Moro for the America's Cup. That's all live. It's Saturday on ABC Sports. San Antonio will take it. The wind to their back, and they'll need it as they start it from the 3-yard line. They give it to Searcy. He's got a hole. Searcy across the 10 to the 11-yard line where Cilio will make the stop. Cisco Richard, number 30, has checked into the game to replace number 20, George Searcy. Richard out of Northeast Louisiana.
You know, fans might wonder why Ivory Brown, number 33, is not in there right now. He missed all a week's practice due to a death in the family.
Go!
Second down and 2 after 8 yards on the pickup. They go to Richard again, and he gets the first down as he gets up to the 14-yard line. Carl Dunbar, number 78, 6'4", 272-pounder out of LSU, will make the stop.
Big offensive lineman right here. Pete Short does a good job of turning out, and they run up behind him here. You'll see this is a young 6'8" offensive lineman that's doing a good job on Pressberry, number 72.
Yeah, that was a blowout block right there.
Yeah, did a nice job.
Shorts is 6'8".
Shorts is 6'8".
284 pounds, and he's from Illinois State. Played defense most of his collegiate career. And Dick feels he's got a real bright... Fumble there. Fumble there. You know, last week, 6 fumbles by San Antonio, 4 by quarterback Mike Johnson, who lost 3 of them. And it looked like Johnson was able to fall on that fumble there.
Well, the quarterback will blame the center, and the center will blame the quarterback. Sometimes on these kind of plays, when there's linemen pulling, the quarterback will leave the ball out in front of him, and a swinging arm by a pulling guard will knock it out.
Searcy checks into the backfield, and Richard will come split to the near side. On second down and 12, they've got number 81 there, Darrell Colbert, running across field, and a good tackle right at the 15-yard line by Malcolm Frank, and Malcolm Frank is dinged. He's shaking his head. He's going to come off the field.
This is that screen where they throw the ball to the wide receiver, the offensive lineman to the right side of your screen. Watch him just touch the rushers, then head upfield to get the block. Now he's coming across parallel, see, and he never gets turned upfield. If he could have gotten turned upfield, one block, he'd have had that first down easily.
That's the play you want people, you'd like to see people use more.
I'd like to see him use that more, plus I'd like to see him use it in the middle.
Third down and 8. Frank being attended to over on the Thunder bench. Johnson, pressure on him, he's dropped. 72, Robert Pressberry, his 4th sack of the year. Second-year man from Delaware State.
See, now that sack, really, sometimes it's a quarterback's fault on a sack like that, because they had a deep pat set, and he moved up inside, and the defensive lineman came off inside the tackle and made the sack.
Back deep, number 80, Joe Howard Johnson. Sullivan, a couple yards deep in his end zone with just over a minute to go, first quarter.
There's some pro scouts here today taking a look at Kent Sullivan. They think he might have a real NFL future. Boy, with that punt, he might.
6'1", 206-pounder out of Cal Lutheran. And Joe Howard takes it at the 33-yard line. Looking for the wall, doesn't get it, but he does go to the 43-yard line. George Searcy brings him down, and let's go down to Jim Valvano. Jim.
Thank you, Rod. You know, I've always respected Coach Vermilli's organization, but wow, I stole one of his cards. Look at this. This is how he prepared for a game as an analyst. It's more stuff in it than a term paper I did. It's unbelievable. Well,
hey, Jim, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't sit next to him in school. You know, I mean, there's no way I could cheat off of him.
Yeah, take a look at mine, huh? The margins are important in mine. And check it on the back. On the back, I couldn't figure out what to do in column 3. I'll have to ask Dick about that.
You guys frame me. You guys frame me. Wait till I get a hold of that Fred King.
No, we pit framed you is what we did, huh?
Pit framed me.
There was a penalty marker down on that play. Face mask called as you're looking there at the young wide receiver for Orlando. Number 83, Chris Ford. So they'll move it up now to the 43-yard line after the face mask call. Penalty on San Antonio. First and 10, 48 seconds to go. Mitchell looking down the middle, and nobody was there. The intended receiver was Grannis Bell, but Bobby Humphrey had him covered along with Tim Walton. As you look at Humphrey, who continues to excel, and Walton, number 57 out of Ball State in Indiana, 20 tackles, 3 fumble recoveries so far this year.
I think Orlando's got to go downfield with the ball. They're throwing a lot of short stuff. Yes, it helps develop the confidence of the quarterback, but he's got enough confidence. They've got to get the ball downfield, and they also have to get some draws and traps running their offense if they're going to explode anything.
Riders defense has at least 9 players with 20 or more tackles as they give it to Vick on the draw. He's across midfield. 94, Ledbetter, who's checked back in there. With the tackle of Roger Vick, a gain of about 3.
You see, this is a trap play. You'll see the big offensive lineman here, Arneson, pull across and trap on your screen. See, he sets his pass, see, pass. Now he pulls and kicks out. But Ledbetter did a good job of working underneath that trap block. Good job by Ledbetter, number 94.
Third down and 7. Thunder 4 of 6 in third down situations.
Coming after him.
They're coming again. Mitchell's got a man open, and Dennis Airy, who dropped the ball several times last week, drops that one. Kip Texada over there on the coverage.
Roger, the longer we watch World League games, the more things we can identify as to why somebody did not make it last year in the NFL.
Okay.
See, a drop pass here, a fumble here, a missed pass protection assignment, just the little things that add up that keep you out of the NFL.
81, Darryl Colbert back as Criswell will punt it into the wind. And Colbert fumbles it, and he falls on it at the 22-yard line. And time has expired in the first quarter here at Bobcat Stadium, Southwest Texas State University. We'll return after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC stations.
Imagine being in the Rose Bowl for Super Bowl 27, or in Montreal for World Bowl 1992, the World League Championship, or in London to see the Washington Redskins versus the 49ers in the American Bowl, or relaxing in Hawaii with the NFL's greatest players in the Pro Bowl. Now imagine being there for all of pro football's biggest events. Write down this number, 800-582-5377. You could win the grand prize in pro football's World Tour Sweepstakes. Stay tuned for more details.
Sunday, take off with America's funniest home videos.
Whoa, whoa!
Sunday.
At some fast food restaurants, the burgers hang around in the red light district until you drop in. Not at Rally's. Every Rally burger is made to order fresh for you in less than a minute. Rally's has it fresh. Rally's has it fast.
Thank you for coming to Rally's.
Rally's has it right.
This is one of the greatest shapes you'll ever see in the 90s. Ready? $99.99. That's the price of this fully equipped 92 Ford Escort 3-door, 4-door, 5-door, or wagon. How fully equipped? How about air conditioning, stereo cassette, power steering, power mirrors, and plenty more? So, get one of these great shapes of the 90s, Ford Escort, for one of these great shapes in the 90s. $99.99.
See Adamson, Long Lewis, Ernest McCarty, or Jim Skinner Ford.
Don't drive to Dalton, Georgia to buy carpet from the mills. Buy direct from authorized carpet mill stores in Pelham and Roebuck. Buy direct. That's how more people save on new carpet for their homes. Choose from top name brands like Galaxy, Horizon, and Stevens. Special offer, new floor covering for your kitchen is absolutely free when you buy 3 rooms of carpet. That's right, new floor covering for your kitchen when you buy 3 rooms of carpet. Buy direct and save at authorized carpet mill store. 6 months, same as cash, open Sunday 1 to 5.
Entertainment this week, Sunday at a special time.
World League Football. Brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light.
Let's a look at Ivory Lee Brown, the leading rusher in the World League with 426 yards. So we pass our condolences to his family. Earlier this week, his nephew was struck by a car up in the Dallas area and unfortunately passed away a couple of days after being struck by that car. The funeral was yesterday, and Ivory just practiced 1 day this past week. He's ready to play, and we'll see if San Antonio doesn't get this passing game going, if they'll go with their outstanding running back. As they throw a little screen to Searcy, it doesn't go anywhere. It's a 22-yard line. Gain of about 2 there. As you look at Mike Johnson and George Searcy, his running back out of East Tennessee State, a little slow in getting up. But Johnson started his collegiate career at Arizona State University, then went to junior college, and then to Akron.
Well, he's the more skilled guy in terms of all the skills, but I think they've got to get Ivory Brown in this ballgame because the best thing they do is run the football, and I don't think they can beat you throwing.
Todd Crum having an outstanding year in the secondary for the Thunder. 2nd and 9, just underway. Second quarter, Johnson, plenty of time. He goes to Searcy. He's got the first down across the 30 to the 34-yard line as 12 yards on that pass play. And here's my favorite part of the show.
San Antonio is down by 3 points. One of the reasons, 19 yards running, and they are a running team. It's all right for these guys, Orlando, to be down on running because they throw the ball a lot more. It's not San Antonio's personality. The reason they're 5-1 is they're the #1 running team, and they defense the run well. They've got to get their running game going.
1st and 10 from the 35. Mike Johnson, who's completed 56% of his passes so far this year. But since moving into a starting role, has completed better than 60%. Carl Dunbar there with the stop on Cisco Richard. Boy, that's a great name, isn't it? It's a good football name.
Well, he was here in training camp and then cut. And instead of going to team battles, he just lived in San Antonio area. All of a sudden, he had an opportunity to come back, and here he is.
5'11", 209 pounds out of northeast Louisiana. 2nd down and 8.
Go! Ready! Set!
And a lot of action up front. Dan Cilio, one of the guys. You always look in the middle there.
Yeah. Well, he's right there. He's closest to the quarterback's voice. And the inflection, the hard inflection on one count, more than another count, you know, it just pulls him offside. There he is, see? Every once in a while, you'll find a quarterback that will sort of bob his head a little bit, and that'll pull him off, but that was not the case there.
That was a matchup between Cilio and Vitale, and I bet Jim Valvano didn't think when he came to the World League that he'd be running into a Vitale. Did you, Jim?
I tell you, Roger, I thought at Texas I'd finally gotten away from him.
2nd and 3. And there's big Ivory Lee Brown across midfield down to the 45-yard line. The World League's leading rusher with 13 yards on the pickup. Last week, only 10 carries for 28 yards, but he's had 2 100-yard-plus games.
Real fine block by Norgard right there at the offensive left guard as you look at it right side. Now watch him turn him out. So he gets that turnout block, opens up that hole, gets it sealed off, and they've got to give this big guy the football 20 times today if they're not going to win the ball game.
Good block, too, by John Vitale, the center there, to seal it off.
You old centers recognize those blocks.
I'm always looking to pump those guys up. Titus Dixon in motion to the far side on 1st and 10, and Ivory Lee Brown. Oh, what a hit! Touchdown! Ivory Lee Brown got into the game, and on his 2nd carry goes 45 yards for the touchdown. And what a shoulder he stuck Malcolm Frank with.
Concentrate your attention to the left side of the screen. Just good zone blocking. They get it stretched. And see, he hits that crack right there. Now the power, 250-pounders. And here comes a little 170-pounder, and he just ricochets off him.
I mean, it was like a fly on his shoulder. Just kind of shrugged it away. What a big-time run that was by Ivory Lee Brown.
He's a big-time running back.
His 3rd touchdown of the season. Jim Gallery has made 19 consecutive point-afters. Out of the hold of punter Kent Sullivan. And it's good. And the San Antonio Riders have jumped out on top 7-3.
You know, in coaching, I always had the philosophy, Roger, if you have a great player, give him the football. They start giving him the football. Here they are in the end zone, a lead 7-3.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where's here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna?
Hammer.
We gotta make this shit. Wait a minute. Sound like it's gonna be another one of those. Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
My kid's big game, and I was out of deodorant. So I used a Wlaf Super Stick. Things couldn't have been closer, but Wlaf's odor protection hung tough. And since I knew it cost less, I switched.
Wlaf Super Stick deodorant. So effective, you won't believe the price.
Expecting guests?
I'm looking for the prize in this new Kellogg's Frosted brand.
The kids' cereal. It's got bran. Kellogg's Frosted Bran.
It's incredible. It's frosted. Gotta be a prize.
There's less sugar than you think. These are crispy, lightly frosted, mature flakes with bran.
Tastes too good for grown-ups. Okay, here it comes.
An invisible decoder ring.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran. Great taste for grown-ups.
Here I am. I tell you, what a job. It's the humidity, the heat. I've been in Orlando where it's hot, in Texas with high humidity. But let me tell you something. A couple of weeks ago, right here in this stadium, look at the lightning and the thunder and the hail the size of golf balls. Right? I'm telling you, if that happens again, I'm on the first train out of here, guys.
Well, as a matter of fact, there's a train track, Jim, that runs nearby. We've seen 2 of them go by today, so your chances of catching one are real good. Well, San Antonio scored all 17 of their points in last week's win in the second quarter, and it seems to be their quarter. That 45-yard touchdown run, the longest of the year in the World League. And boy, Ivory Lee Brown, what a job he did on 2 carries, 13 yards on one, and then the 45-yard touchdown run. And to kick it off is Gallery and back deep, Joe Howard Johnson and Grantis Bell. And Orlando finds himself trailing 7-3.
I know the worst thing San Antonio's done in their special teams is cover kickoffs. They haven't done a real good job. They're last, number 10 in the league, allowing 24.7 yards a return with a long of 45. They've got to be better today.
Gallery into the wind, and you can see that thing get hung up as Joe Howard will take it at the 11. Big wall to the right side. Oh, he just got tangled up there. A lot of blockers over there. It looked like Bobby Humphrey made the tackle. Well, the scoring drive, it was 5 plays, 72 yards, but 2 of those plays worth about 58 from Mr. Ivory Lee Brown, property of the Phoenix Cardinals. And there happens to be some NFL scouts here today.
Yeah, there's a number of them sitting in that booth down there. We're going to see more scouts around the league now because of the draft is all over, and they're going out and look at these guys.
And, of course, time to sign the free agents, both from the collegiate ranks and guys that maybe have played in seasons past. So Orlando with 12:20 to go. First half, they trail 7-3. They've got it first and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Okay.
Mitchell to the far side. Grantis Bell out there. He's got the first down. Let's go down to Jim Valvano. Jimmy?
Hey, look what I found here. We got the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt, and seeing, I believe, your first World League game in person. What is some of your impressions?
That's right, Jim. It is very entertaining, a very entertaining first quarter, and I'm interested. There are 6 former Chiefs associates on the Riders and 1 or 2 on Orlando.
We'll be right back. Right up to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Ball carrier across the 40-yard line is Darryl Clack, where Chris Oldham brings him down. Let's go back down to Jimmy.
You're also the chairman of the board, am I correct, of the World League, along with, 6 other NFL owners?
That is correct, and the league is very interested in the growth of the World League and the continued development. It's about opportunity, jobs for players, coaches, and cities.
Oh, great. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Jim.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Lamar Hunt, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs for many years, as Roger Vick has got some space across midfield down to the 45, and he was down when he fumbled that football at the 45-yard line. Vick was really smacked by Chris Oldham and Mark Ledbetter, 14 yards on the pickup.
Here's the value of cutback running. You'll note the offensive lineman here working this way, flow here. He starts it here, and he has the ability to make that cutback. When a back can do this, boy, and you keep the line of scrimmage clean like that, see, there should be a linebacker there. He's not there because he was out on a split receiver helping to defend the pass.
Third leading rusher in the World League, 315 yards. Roger Vick as Bell in motion at the near side. They will go to him. Grantis Bell has got the first down and more as he gets to the 27-yard line where Chris Oldham runs him out. And Orlando's got the offense moving, 18 yards on the pickup there.
Orlando is so quick. Their second quarter has been their big quarter. They've scored 80 points in the second quarter in contrast to 10 points coming into this ball game in the first quarter. This is the quarter they get their motor running.
They've got the most first downs in the World League with 123. They've got another one there. 10:30 to go, first half. Clack. Tough yards inside the 25 to the 24 were Malvin Hunter and Dick Chapura out of the University of Missouri. Number 95, 6'3", 275. And Chapura saying, we got another guy down. Get somebody in here to help him. Player down for San Antonio at the 25-yard line. And Well, they've had 3 or 4 guys go down today. This is a very hot and humid afternoon. Of course, San Antonio used to it. It's Malvin Hunter, number 55, second-year pro from Wisconsin. Let's go to a highlight of the New York-London game. Mark Jones.
Reggie Slack in control. Hands it off to Chris McLemore, who bounces it outside for the touchdown. The Knights lead 17-0.
Well, New York's got it rolling now. They've won 2 in a row, and looks like it's going to be their 3rd.
I'll bet you a hamburger they're going to feed.
Well, I want that bet. That's the one I would have gone with. 2nd down and 8.
Why?
Mitchell calling out the signals from the shotgun formation. Downfield's got his man Joe Howard Johnson just short of the 1st down. Patrick Hinton, first-year player out of South Carolina, 26 tackles on the year, brings him down, and they're going to be just short of the 1st down at about the, call it the 18-yard line.
See, in this kind of situation, you can even think 2 downs for the 1st down. You've got 3rd and 1. If you don't make it, you don't think field goal. Go ahead and make it a 4th down play. Got 2 downs for the 1st down.
Joe Howard Johnson, 5 receptions, 60 yards. Roger Vick, going to be close. Looks like he got it. Vick's a big man, 6'2", 240, so he gets that extra lean. That's the kind of back you like when you get that short yardage.
Yes, that's right, and he's in better shape at this time of his career and this time of year than he's ever been, and he said it's going to help him. See, he didn't play football last year. He was with the Eagles, he got cut. Now he goes back into an NFL training camp. With this kind of preparation, he feels his odds are much better to get back in the league. He was a #1 draft choice at one time for the New York Jets.
Out of Texas A&M. 1st and 10. Mitchell looking for somebody. He's going to throw it short. That's Stowers. That was an interesting little... He was about the 4th or 5th option on that play. It was number 37, Tommy Stowers.
They run that about 5 or 6 different ways. You'll see here to the left side of your screen, here he is sitting right here. He'll hold like this as the quarterback comes out and then comes back late. The defenders lose him. They'll run this for 4 or 5 different formations. See, no one covers him. He just drops it to him. He could have just shoveled it to him there. They'll run that again 3 or 4 more times from a different look.
2nd and 1, and they'll hand it to Roger Vick. Cuts back inside the 5. He's got the 1st down. Tim Walton, left inside linebacker, number 57, makes a stop. This is a good defensive football team, the San Antonio Riders. That's why they're a 5-1 team, and they've won 4 games in a row.
And the thing, though, that Orlando does is they force you to defense both the run and the pass, and they get them stretched out a little bit.
1st and goal from the 3. Roger Vick leans, touchdown. Roger Vick took that 6'2" frame after he was hit. Nice little spike between the legs in the end zone. And Roger Vick goes in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
He starts to his left. Good deep handoff, gives him room to bend the play. See, now he bends it back, and he takes that big body and leans it into the end zone, breaks the play, and touchdown.
And Tracy Bennett will come on to attempt the point after. 17 of 17 so far this year.
You know what I like about him? His ball explodes up right now. It comes off the ground and goes straight up in the air. It would be very difficult to block one of his kicks.
Bad snap. Bennett picks it up. Bennett's got room. Can he get it in there? Straight arm. He got it. Tracy Bennett. 2-point conversion. Chris Oldham was the man that had the shot at him. And what do you think about the running back? His crowning glory as a football player in the World League.
Oh, my God. I have never seen a place kicker straight arm a defender, and I guarantee you that defender will never live that down.
Look at him.
Number 24. What's your straight arm?
Mesa State in Colorado. Look at him lean it in there.
Woo!
Monday.
Could we borrow your baby for a few minutes?
The headline that shocked the nation.
There's a piece of me gone.
The real story of Baby Phillip on FBI, The Untold Stories. Then,
Sheriff's office on the ground, on the ground!
at home, a father.
Hands behind your back.
On the streets, a dealer.
Oh, my God.
Monday, it all comes to an end on American Detective.
I planned to be a movie star or a lawyer, and I went so far as to try out for the high school players, missing by a mile. The piece I wrote about the trauma of looking on the bulletin board after tryouts and not finding my name listed made the school paper, a success my dramatic performance never achieved. I applied for journalism and was accepted.
Bring your dreams to one of the strongest banks in America. First Alabama Bank.
Mark and my relationship goes way past business. Throughout the race, the driver and crew chief communicate. The driver complains about the car or brags about the car. It's the crew chief's job on pit stops to make whatever fixes he can to help the driver's predicament. Everyone has about the same access to equipment and technology, but the people who rub on it the most and think the most of it and think about it the most will end up winning the race.
Well, there's a look at number 1, Tracy Bennett, 3-time All-American, NAIA, Mesa State and Colorado, 2-time Kodak All-American.
And I tell you, he's going to want a bonus for that. He's going to have to go into the running back category. Now, poor containment there by the defender. Now, watch him take his right arm right here. Watch it. Boom, right on the helmet.
That's
right
the
there.
Heisman move.
The Heisman move.
That was the Heisman move right there.
I've never seen a kicker do that.
And that's 2 points, and that gives Orlando an 11-7 lead as Bennett will kick it off. And fumbled there by Titus Dixon. Dixon's averaged over 20 yards a return, and he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, Dick and I will break down the first half for you. Gosh, I love that noise. Jim Valvano will introduce this week's mystery caller, and we'll take a closer look at Sacramento quarterback David Archer, who's trying to stay alive in the eyes of the NFL.
I felt like maybe I'd fallen out of their minds a little bit. I think that this was an opportunity for me to get back on the field, play, get back in the groove, show that I still had the skills to play, and try to open some eyes, try to rattle the cages of a few people and say, hey, this guy can still get it done. This is the guy we need to have on our ball club.
That's coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report as San Antonio will take it 1st and 10 from their 11-yard line, and busting up the middle, Cisco Richard with little or nothing. Willie Wyatt makes the tackle. Dick, the 4-3 alignment that Orlando goes to and has gone to the last couple of games has really made a big difference in their defense.
Well, what it's done is it allowed him to put one of their better defensive players, Willie Wyatt, who was the backup nose guard, in the starting alignment, and he's actually become maybe one of the 2 best defensive linemen now within their squad. They're a little stronger at the point.
2nd down and 8. Play action, Johnson. Got it. He's got a man wide open downfield, and it's overthrown Wayne Walker, the intended receiver. This is a guy who in his first 2 games didn't catch a pass, but when Johnson came in against the New York Knights, he caught 4 in that game and 11 in the last 3.
The value of faking the ball to a running back that can run well. See, it draws up the safety. He reads it. He's coming right down there. He's got him beat. He just throws it a little too hard. And this guy has the ability to run underneath the ball. He has great speed, but he couldn't get to that one. Here's pass protection right now. You see, they gave him good time there. Vitale, number 67, doing a good job. Nordgaard doing a good job. And Wyatt not getting there.
3rd down and 8. Just under 7 minutes to go first half. They're coming hard at Johnson. He throws it up for grabs, and he was nailed by Witkowski. Let's find out about that run and that stiff arm. Let's go to Jim Valvano.
He doesn't want to be a kicker. Oh, what is this, a Heisman move? Show us how you did that. Talk about that.
I just remember my hand being in his face mask. The most important thing to me was getting the ball in the end zone or through the goalpost, something.
We're going to see a lot more of that?
I hope not.
Great job, though, Trace. Back to you guys.
Okay, he's a smart kicker. Yes, he has no grander illusions about becoming anything more than a kicker. Back deep to punt. On the goal line on a 4th and 8. Into the wind now is Sullivan. It's blocked. It's picked up there by number 94, Mark Ledbetter.
It's a safety.
Got to be. Yep, the hands go up. Great job there by the Orlando Thunder. Perfect situation on the goal line into the wind, Dick.
Yeah. Good job, and it just looked like the protection broke down to the right side of the screen there. You'll see him coming around the top, someone up inside, but it was Stowers, number 37, that came up in the middle. When a guy comes loose in the middle, an offensive blocker in the punt formation blows an assignment. I don't know who did it, but to turn a guy loose up inside like that is a mistake.
So they get a 2-point conversion. They get 2 on the safety, and they lead it now 13-7.
I tell you, I coached a long time. I very seldom won a football game after getting a punt blocked. Last year, there were a lot of punts blocked in the World League. 1 every 45 punts was blocked. This year, 1 every 190 punts. A lot sounder punt protection, but there was a breakdown.
That's the first punt Sullivan's had blocked this year. Coming up later today on ABC Sports, well, they're just up the road in Houston. It's the Shell Houston Open final round. Coverage, that follows today's game on ABC Sports. And the leaderboard looks like this. Fred Funk yesterday reeled off 7 birdies in a row, and he's got a one-shot lead over defending champ Fulton Allen, Mark Brooks, Rick Fair, Blaine McAllister, Kirk Triplett. And gosh, well, you know, just across the street here, they've got a nice little golf course. I had a chance to play the other day with John Makovic, the new head coach at Texas, former Kansas City Chiefs and Illinois coach, and he's looking for his golf ball.
That's me. I spend more time looking for golf balls than I do, and I swing often, but it takes me a long time to find them. I had a friend one time who said, if you can't afford a new ball, don't play this game.
Well, no, always play 2. You hope you find as many as you lose, is what you hope. Now, Sullivan will punt it into the wind, and Vick will take it. And Vick gets across midfield to the 47-yard line, so the Orlando Thunder will have good field position. And they lead at 13-7 with 6.5 to go. First half from Bobcat Stadium here in San Marcos, Texas.
You know, as I said a little while ago, to remind you, Roger, the second quarter has been Orlando's quarter. They have this year that they have played well.
Yeah, it's been a good quarter for San Antonio offensively.
Right.
San Antonio has struggled, of course, offensively, but the second quarter has been good for them. But as Dick just mentioned, it's been very good to Orlando as the ball goes right up the middle inside the 45 to the 44. Tommy Stowers, 6'3", 235-pounder out of the University of Missouri. And that's one thing about the Orlando Thunder as you take a look at Stowers. He's a very versatile player for him, but Vick is a big back at 6'2", 240. Stowers is 6'3", 235. Clack's 5'10", 215.
And they actually play tight end with those guys, too.
H-back, a lot of different slots for him. 2nd and 6.
Coming after him.
Mitchell underthrown. No interception. Chris Oldham thought he might have picked one.
I think that ball did hit the turf.
54 is down for the San Antonio Riders. That's Albert Williams. He came in hard at the quarterback, Scott Mitchell, and he's holding his right knee at the 41-yard line. Williams, a 4th-year pro from Texas, El Paso. Pretty good-looking football player at the outside linebacker spot. So another Rider goes down. Been a very physical game so far. We'll be back in a moment.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your Bud Light shining for everyone to see. Cuts clean through your thirst, never leaves you flat. Outshining all the others that from Bud Light shine.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. Clean, fresh taste won't fill you up. Never let you down.
Yeah, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. Everything else is just a lie. Keep your Bud Light shining. Everything else is just a lie.
Before we made a driver's minivan airbag standard in the Plymouth Voyager and the Dodge Caravan, we tested it. We did the same with our available all-wheel drive and ABS brakes. And now, for 1992, Chrysler introduces the world's first built-in fold-away child seat. And for this latest achievement, we'd like to thank all the little people who made it possible.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day. Start the morning with Speed Stick, the wide stick, for powerful 24-hour protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
Sailing's greatest challenge is set. The United States defends its title as the finals of the America's Cup begins Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Well, there's Albert Williams, who came off the field. He's a San Antonio native, played at San Antonio West High School, and played under Mike Riley, as a matter of fact, for 2 years at Winnipeg in the Canadian Football League, and getting some treatment to his knee. 3rd down and 6.
It looks like they're lining up to blitz him, unless they just bluffing, Raj. They're bringing 6 guys.
Mitchell gets rid of it. Great catch by Dennisary. Breaks another tackle. Dennisary down to the 26-yard line. That might have been a pass interference call on the defense there. 18 yards in the pickup. Good job of concentrating by Dennisary out of San Diego State.
And good concentration by Scott Mitchell. See, you see the rush coming at him. There's no automatic throwing lane right there. Like you said, though, Every really eyeballed that ball all the way into his hands. Now he turns around and becomes a runner.
Gary Richard and Greg Lee on the tackle. First down at the 25-yard line. Grannis Bell in motion near side. Mitchell finds Bell. They've used that action 2 or 3 times. Bell follows his blocker, goes to the 11-yard line. That's been open there all day, Dick.
They love it. It is really tough to defense that because they can't get locked in to any one formation. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier I told you we'll see that action again. Now you'll watch the quarterback will move out. He'll make the fake there. Now he boots out there. No one blocking in front of him. He's out there in a naked boot. No blockers. Here he is, Grannis Bell, 84, with a ball in his hand.
Chris Ford got him a block, 14 yards on the pickup. They bring in Titley, the tight end. Stowers is also checked in there. As they fake it to Roger Vick, they throw it to Stowers off his hand. And look at Mitchell, man, he is yelling at his teammate.
Well, it was Mitchell's fault there. He threw that a little too hard and let him out there, I think. He's got to take a little off that, in my opinion. That looked like it was pretty good velocity to me, didn't it?
Well, it did, but hey, listen, the quarterback has got the last word, right?
Yeah, but he didn't know it was right.
No, the coach is always right,
yeah,
right?
The coach is the only one that's always right.
Mitchell, 16 of 30, 204 yards, and that one interception, which was off the hands of one of his receivers. Second down and 10.
Okay.
4:48 to go. First half, blitz. Vick cuts it back, wide open the middle. Touchdown.
They blitz, see? They took the gaps inside. The wide rush came to the outside, and he found that crack on the cutback.
And Roger Vick is down in the end zone.
You'll see what I'm talking about. These guys take the gap. He comes outside. The running back cuts up, hits that crack. Now watch the gap. See, they're blitzing inside. See the good penetrated rush outside. Too deep. Here he goes. Right up inside. Touchdown.
Jerry Crafts did a great job on the right tackle spot, sealing it off.
Here's another great look at that touchdown, Roger. See, now watch him cut it back. See, there's the defender that came upfield too far, see? And he loses contain by getting up that field that far. What he's doing is looking for the boot.
11 carries, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day for the former Texas A&M player, Roger Vick. He was the Jets' first-round draft pick in 1987. Started all 16 games for them in 88. Might have just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit as he came down on his side. Let's go to Jim Valvano. Jimmy?
Hey, Dick, help me out a little bit. You always got these terms here. I heard that naked boot. What about tiger and flush? Are we having an animal act, plumbing problems, or are we all going to take our clothes off? What is all this about, Dick?
Jim, tiger means 3 receivers in Orlando's formation terminology. Flush means 4 receivers in their formation terminology. And naked boot means the quarterback is coming out without the help of offensive lineman or a back. They're coming out all by himself after a strong fake in the opposite direction. You got that, Val?
Thanks, Peach.
All right.
There'll be a quiz later, Jim.
Yeah.
Bennett for the point after. Fumbled snap, blocked.
You can't run it in the world.
Doesn't really matter.
That's not college.
No. That's a pretty good idea. Maybe they'll put it in next year,
huh? No, you can't return it. College, you can.
Well, a lot of college football fans here in San Marcos, Texas, on the campus of Southwest Texas State University.
Wait till Malvin Hunter finds out he just ran 65 yards
for nothing. Right. But it was fun, right?
Yeah.
Titley was the snapper. Bobby Humphrey was the man that got through to block it.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where is here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna?
Hammer.
We gotta make this. Wait a minute. Sound like it's gonna be another one of those.
Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
Yo, this is one of those records when the
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama High Performance Tires.
Last time I stained my house with that other brand. This time, I'm using Thompson stain.
Only Thompson's House and Deck Stain contains Thompson's Water Seal. It waterproofs better than even the leading brand's premium stain.
Now that's beautiful protection.
Thompson Stain.
Expecting guests?
I'm looking for the prize in this new Kellogg's Frosted brand.
It's not a kid's cereal. It's got bran. Kellogg's Frosted Bran.
It's incredible. It's frosted. Gotta be a prize.
There's less sugar than you think. These are crispy, lightly frosted, mature flakes with bran.
Tastes too good for grown-ups. Okay, here it comes.
An invisible decoder ring.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran. Great taste for grown-ups.
San Antonio invades Barcelona looking to slay the Dragons, or the Knights tackle the Glory.
Get into it.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
You'll see to the left side of your screen, Ray Quizwell, number 2. The ball is snapped low, see, and away from him. He has a hard time getting it put down. Kicker has 1.2 seconds to get that ball in the air. It was way too late. It's blocked.
First miss of the year for Bennett as the kick goes to Titus Dixon. Near side's got a bit of a wall. Now he's going to reverse field. And Titus Dixon gets across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Exciting run, 38 yards on the return. He's been averaging over 20 a kickoff return. And Titus Dixon, man right there, number 89 from Troy State in Alabama.
Well, he has the quick, see, and he gets a couple blocks, a missed tackle there. Now, watch him here. You'll find out the guy that really makes the tackle is one of his own men. Watch right here. Boom, hits him right in the back.
Well, let's see, into the wind now with 4:23 to go first half and trailing 19-7. Will they go on the ground or through the air? And Johnson is going to pass, and he's got a receiver. Number 81 there is Darrell Colbert across midfield to the 47-yard line. Last week, Johnson hit 9 different receivers.
I know, and you know what Johnson told me in the practice field Friday? He would love to run all his offense with no huddle, throw the firm 5-step drop passing just like he did right here. He says, I have more confidence in doing that than anything else we do, and I hope we do it a lot today.
4 wide receivers on 1st and 10. Into a pretty stiff breeze right now. Johnson got his receiver, 82 is the tight end. Williams. Ricky Andrews makes the tackle. 6'4" and 260 pounds is number 82, Ronnie Williams out of Oklahoma State. He grew from a quarterback into a tight end.
Yes, he did. And, you know, he was the World League's #1 receiver at the tight end position last year. Instead of going into the NFL, he went back and finished his degree. Now he wants to go back into the NFL, and I think he's got a shot.
He's got some pretty good priorities there. Second down and 3.
Coming after him.
Coming inside, overthrown. The intended receiver there, Titus Dixon.
That is a low, you know, I've seen so many of that outside screen to the wide receiver this year, and very few of them complete. It's a difficult throw. The receiver's coming right at him. The offensive linemen are coming out. A lot of distraction. Tough to throw it well.
And one of the things that San Antonio has done well this year, you mentioned rushing the football. Right now on a 3rd and 3, they're 0 for 4 in third down situations, but the World League average, we'll get to that in just a moment. Johnson, that was a reach right there. Searcy, the intended receiver, and good coverage by Maurice Crum, number 53, out of Miami.
You know what I'm going to sit up here and second guess. The only offensive threat they've had has been Ivory Brown. He came in and gave him a big boost with the running game, takes him in and scores. He hadn't played since.
No.
Can't be that tired.
2 carries. He had 1 for 13, and then the 45-yard touchdown run. And the fans here in San Marcos saying go for it, and they're going to do that. They're 0 for 1 on 4th down attempts this year. This is 4th and 3. Johnson to Williams. Good defensive stick right there by 23, Mike Nettles.
He threw it just a little bit behind him, went to the right guy. They came after him with pressure. Sort of a hot receiver principle to the tight end. You see, now watch him right to the left side of your screen. There it is, but the tackle really good came in there. Still should be caught. It still should be caught. Again, left side of your screen, boom. You got to make that play.
I was going to mention that in the 6 previous games, the Riders have rushed for 758 yards. The league average for a team is 576, so we know what they do best. But it was a concern for Mike Riley this week, which way to go. It seemed like he was a little hesitant about running. Felt the passing game had been successful as Orlando's going to take a timeout with 3:09 to go. So 3:09 to go, first half. The Thunder leads 19-7. They've got the football.
Have you had your V8 today? Did you know that V8 juice has fewer calories than that orange and 100% of the daily allowance of vitamin C?
Wow.
And did you know that V8 is 100% vegetable juice, so it has no fat, unlike that low-fat milk? Wow. And did you know that V8 has more vitamin A than that serving of fresh broccoli?
Wow. I gotta have a V8.
V8 is a nutritious blend of 8 vegetable juices that taste terrific. Have you had your V8 today?
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day. Start the morning with Speed Stick, the wide stick, for powerful 24-hour protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
Next Sunday on ABC Sports, it's East against West. Division-leading San Antonio rides into Barcelona to meet Europe's best, the Dragons. Or the Resurgent Knights continue their drive for a playoff spot as they take on the Ohio Glory in Columbus. World League football next Sunday live on ABC Sports, and we'll be making our sojourn to the continent.
For 2 weeks.
See you in Barcelona. Mitchell will bring it near side. That's number 83, Chris Ford. And he is stuck right there by Gary Richard and Kip Texada. Gain of just a couple.
That's not a real good play against that kind of defense. That's only good if they're going 3-deep zone on you. Or they're rolling that corner up there. You don't have enough blockers out there to help the receiver get it, spring that play.
2nd down and 6. Call it a gain of 4.
5-0.
Mitchell, 17 of 31 for 208 yards. Very productive first half for this enhancement player from Miami. Wanted to go deep, and number 51 came busting through there and got a piece of him. Patrick Hinton looked like he distracted him by sticking his hand up in his face.
He did, and he didn't get rid of the ball right away on that 5-step drop, and then Greg Ross, number 99, got to him. If he'd have been able to throw the ball right on time, like you said, Roger, see right there, now the defense, the pass protection rather, has collapsed, they get to him.
There's a look at 51 Patrick Hinton out of South Carolina.
You don't sack him very often. They're the best pass protectors in the World League.
They've got 3rd down and 15 as we wind down to the 2-minute warning. Mitchell going downfield. No. Intended receiver Joe Howard Johnson. It was thrown way too high. He's as good as anybody in this league at going up and making that catch.
He really gets up there. He's lucky that he didn't get decapitated down there in between those 2 defenders. He stretched out like that. Many times those 2 defenders will just come in and scissor that receiver.
Greg Lee was the man that almost picked it off. You know, Joe Howard Johnson played basketball at Notre Dame.
Yeah, starting point guard.
Good leaper. As Criswell will go back to punt it, standing at his 21. He's got the wind behind him. And this should be the last play before the 2-minute warning, so San Antonio might be able to get something going here before the end of the half. Bad snap. Criswell's got to get on it, and it's recovered at the 2-yard line by number 22, Kip Texada, and you got to wonder what Criswell was thinking about.
The long snapper has been having some problems on the PAT field goal attempts. Now he has one on the spread punt attempt. It gets high up over the top. Hey, pick it up and run it in. No, he downs it right there.
That's the 3rd bad snap
in the
by
ball game.
Titley. And Criswell, instead of just going for it, I don't know what he tried to do there. It wasn't a very aggressive move, though.
Hi. You know why Quaker State asked me to be their spokesman? Because I'm tough. Quaker State is tough. Tough on wear and tough on sludge. If you use Quaker State in your new car's engine, they'll guarantee it for 250,000 miles or 10 years in writing. Quaker State is one tough motor oil. So naturally they asked me because I'm tough. You don't think it's because they think I'm oily.
Most people think paint is paint. Is paint. But then again, most people aren't professional painters. There's only one paint this good, and there's only one place you can get it. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Well, there's a guy that feels worse than anybody in the stadium, Michael Tidley, the snapper for the Orlando Thunder out of the University of Iowa. 10th round pick by the Dolphins in '91. He snapped too low on placements, and then on that punt, snapped it high. And, Dick, once a center gets going bad, it's tough to turn
I'll tell you, it really is tough to get them back, especially in that one ball game. Now, sometimes you can get them back mainly the next week, but they start worrying, and it's just like playing golf. You start hitting the ball poorly, you start trying different things, and it takes a long time to correct it. The big thing is to regenerate that confidence.
Well, the San Antonio Riders now, their opponents have fumbled a league-high 22 times, and is Ivory Lee Brown going to be in there? What do you think, Dick?
Well, I'll tell you, they should have him in. Yeah, he's there.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's in there.
First and goal from the 2-yard line. Ivory Lee Brown. He's right there at the goal line. They're going to say he was just short. As the clock's running with 1:45 to go, Witkowski and Wyatt, the middle of the defense for Orlando, in there to make the stop. Now, this guy is a big load. He's 6'2", came into camp at 260. Yeah. They say he's lost 20-some pounds.
You know, in talking to Coach Riley the other day, and they were talking about the problems of scoring from inside the 20, down there 17 times, only scored 5 touchdowns from inside that area. I said, well, you better make sure you're giving the ball to the right guy.
Ivory Lee Brown.
There it is.
What are they going to say? Now they signal the touchdown. Orlando saying his knee was down, and he's getting a real argument from Glenn Rogers over there. What are you looking at, Dick? The knee or where the ball crossed the goal line?
They're looking for the ball to break the plane prior to the knee going down. That's what they're going to be analyzing and they're talking about. But they put their arms up, touchdown. Take a look here, right down the line of scrimmage here. Right in the middle of the screen. Lead blocking, kick-out blocking there. He's in.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think he's in there.
Jim Gallery to attempt the point after. It's a real veteran out of Minnesota. He's played in about every conceivable professional football league there is. And he gets the extra point. That makes it 19-14. While we've got a moment here, let's see what's going on up in Montreal between Sacramento, a game that has a lot of impact on this contest. Sacramento in the second quarter with David Archer at the controls, and he's going to find Paul Green 5 yards on the touchdown, and Sacramento leads it 14-10. By the way, Craig Cupp, who was here as a quarterback with San Antonio, is up in Montreal playing because of a real depleted quarterback core there. And we'll have more on David Archer coming up on the Prudential halftime report. So this has been rather entertaining here, Dick Vermeil. In the first half, we've seen a lot of different things happen.
You know, and this is typical of how San Antonio has stayed in ball games and won them in the fourth quarter by capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. Bad snaps, keeping the game, the defense keeping the game close and that kind of thing. Here they are back in the ball game as a result of a bad play by Orlando.
Well, Orlando leads the league in giveaway takeaways at +14. San Antonio not that far behind at +5, and there's been a little giving and taking so far today. Yeah, still 1:13 to go. Still 1:13 to go. 1:13 left to go in timeout situations, 2 apiece. So Orlando has plenty of time. You know, since they instituted last week the new rule on the clock stopping on incomplete passes, they had about
23% more scored.
More scored and 10% more plays. Yeah. And that's, I think, just about what they were looking for. Trying to get both of those areas up. As Grannis Bell will take it at the 8. Got some room to the right. And he cut it back to the near side, and he's across the 25 to the 27-yard line where Terrence Cooks will make the tackle.
You know, this phase of the offense right now, this 2-minute speed drill, is what Orlando is best prepared to do at any time than anybody in the league, because they do it an awful lot anyway, and they have those armbands with all the offensive plays on there. The quarterback just yells out a number. The players look down at that armband, and they play football.
Well, this is offense on the go.
Offense on the go, you bet. But this period in the game is no different than any other period for him.
Ford and Airy split to the near side. And they'll give it to Darryl Clack, who gets across the 30 up to the 33-yard line. Tim Walton and Willie Fears make the tackle. And keep in mind, final 2 minutes of the first half. At the end of the game, the clock stops on first downs. As Vick will check into the game now, as the clock continues to run. A little slow developing here for Orlando, but they've got the wind at their back for Bennett as they're waiting for Clack to get off the field in about 15 seconds. Went by, they're going to run it to Vick. Roger Vick leans ahead, and yeah, they'll stop the clock. He's got the first down.
They liked running that cutback play where they stretch it to the left and then cut it back to the right, realizing that San Antonio up on top of the backside defense guy has been coming upfield too deep.
I'll tell you, Dick, there's some tired football players down there right now.
It's hot.
Hot and humid.
But both of these teams are used to that kind of heat.
Absolutely.
That doesn't
well,
make it
not Orlando and Frankfurt last week. That was probably pretty cool. Well, down to 20 seconds, and Mitchell, they started the clock. Mitchell's like
16 seconds to go.
14, 14!
He's yelling 14.
14! 14!
They're really confused.
5-0, 5-0!
This is going to be the last play. He gets it, and he's going to go downfield. It's incomplete. There's 1 second on the clock. I don't quite understand. He has a couple of timeouts
left, and you know, as I started, I was bragging about how well prepared they should be to handle the 2-minute type situation, because they're in that kind of an offense, you know, a big percentage of the football game, and here that they don't execute
I'll
properly.
tell you, Dick, if you know as an athlete, you get tired sometimes, and you don't quite function on all cylinders, and you could tell they were shuffling Vick and Clack in. It was taking them a long time, and now with just 1 second to go, Mitchell, they tried the Hail Mary at the end of the first half last week, and they got the touchdown. This week, they're going to not press their luck. Tommy Stowers took the carry as we've reached halftime. Orlando leads San Antonio 19-14, and we'll be back with the Prudential halftime report after a message from the World League and a word from our ABC stations.
Welcome to Pro Football's World Tour Sweepstakes. Keep watching the World League every week. You can win trips to the hottest pro football action in the world, the Super Bowl, the World League's World Bowl, the NFL's American Bowl, and the Pro Bowl. There's a new chance to win every week. Here's how to qualify. Each week, a new 3-digit code will be announced. If it matches the first part of your 7-digit home phone number, use your home phone to call 800-582-5377. Limit 1 entry per week. This week's code is 838. Call now. The phone lines are open only until midnight Eastern Time tonight. Each week, someone will win a 27-inch color TV and be a finalist for the grand prize, Pro Football's World Tour. Remember, call now to enter 800-582-5377. Watch the World League every Sunday for your chance to win.
Monday, Sybil Shepherd is back.
You have to sit that way?
She's Detective Stormy Weathers.
Only strippers are called Stormy.
And she's picked up some nasty habits.
Mea culpa, sisters!
The Hoods are hot on her heels, and her boss wants everything else. Sybil Shepherd is Stormy Weathers Monday.
The Birmingham Racecourse. We listened. We made it better. It can work for Jefferson County.
Well, last year I opposed the referendum. This year I'm supporting the referendum because I think that Milton McGregor's offered us a fair deal.
Fact, the community's share has been raised to 6.5%, above the national average.
There's no question about it. The racecourse will be a real shot in the arm to our economy. It's jobs and dollars, the two things that we really need.
Fact, the racecourse will provide $10 million a year for schools, charities, and county services. The payments are guaranteed by law.
There'll be tough regulations to protect the greyhounds. Not one single animal will be mistreated.
Fact, humane groups are free to inspect the racecourse at any time.
The racecourse is a positive thing for Jefferson County.
and we're going to make sure it stays that way.
Vote yes on Greyhound Racing. Win one for Jefferson County.
As many as 10 Macy's department stores may be closing.
The Prudential Halftime Report. Brought to you by the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid. The Prudential.
And this is the Prudential Halftime Report. The game between the Orlando Thunder and the San Antonio Riders here at Bobcat Stadium in San Marcos, Texas. The leading quarterback in the World League this year is David Archer of the Sacramento Surge. He's thrown for over 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns. Now, Archer has seen the peaks and the valleys in his professional football career, and he's making that climb back up the mountaintop.
Got off to a good start in the NFL, made the Atlanta Falcons as a free agent, and actually sat and watched Steve Bartkowski, who I consider still to this date the best pure passer I've ever seen. And I was kind of thrust onto the scene the following season in '85 when Bart blew his knee. Started the final 11 games that year. I'd have a great day, and the next day it was like I'd never played the game before, and that's really the way it is for a young quarterback to learn the game. The next season, I was starting to come into my own. Actually, halfway through the season, was leading the NFC in passing and tore my shoulder up the 10th week of the season, and the ceiling kind of caved in. Then I had to do the bouncing around thing, and now I'm getting the journeyman tag, you know, and that's something that kind of wears on you a little bit. My decision to play in the World League was based on an opportunity to get a chance to get back on the field. NFL people all flow in the same direction on a lot of decisions, and if you fall out of sight of the people that are making those decisions, I felt like maybe I'd fallen out of their minds a little bit, and I think that this was an opportunity for me to get back on the field, play, get back in the groove, show that I still had the skills to play, and try to open some eyes, try to rattle the cages of a few people and say, hey, this guy can still get it done. This is the guy we need to have on our ball club. The support of my family is probably the driving force behind what I do, and my wife Jill has been someone that's always been there. She's something that I would have to say are one of the top three things that have enabled me to continue through some of the adversity I've faced. For my dad and my mother, it's another chance for them to turn on the TV and finally see their son back out there doing the things that he likes to do. And the next stop is my final stop in the NFL. I think I still fall under Philadelphia's rights. I'm not sure what they're thinking.
I really think that the decision that he made at the end of last football season to go into the World League was a wise one because his stock has gone up.
I definitely want to play in the NFL, and if it's with Philadelphia, then fine. If not, I want to contribute with someone else.
Well, in today's game, David Archer is 12 of 22, 167 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he just keeps on climbing that mountain. And Sacramento leads Montreal in the second quarter, 21-10. Our score here in San Marcos, Texas, Orlando on top of San Antonio, 19-14, 2 5-1 teams, and we'll be back with more in a moment.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid, the Prudential.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock, the Prudential, rock solid.
Cool, crisp, clean. Old Spice. It puts the wind in your sails.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with
6 rich lubricants for less irritation. You've got the edge.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. Gotta have it. It's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch Scrunches. Open road, mountain high, morning mist, golden sky. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. City streets, desert sun, rolling hills, forest rock. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be.
No matter where you want to be, you can get there on a Kawasaki.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll.
Saturday, it's high speed at the Brickyard and pure drama on the high seas. First top Indy car drivers race for the coveted pole position as the Indianapolis 500 time trials begin. Then, on an early edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports, the United States defends its title as the finals of the America's Cup set sail. It's all Saturday on ABC Sports.
I'm Brent Musburger, reminding you that still ahead of us here this afternoon on ABC Sports, the final round of the Shell Houston Open. Yesterday, what a performance by Fred Funk. This one of 6 consecutive birdies, en route to a course record 62. And he started the final round 1 stroke ahead of last year's champion, Fulton Allen. That duel is coming your way on ABC this afternoon at 4 Eastern.
At halftime, Orlando leads San Antonio 19-14. Along with Dick Vermeil, I'm Roger Twibell. And let me ask you, if you were the coach of the San Antonio Riders, who would you give the football to in the second half?
Well, you know, I'd put Ivory Lee Brown in there. I know he didn't practice but one day this week, and give him the fundamental phases of the offense to run, and give him the ball of 8 plays, give it to him 6 times. And plus, you know, that's a good way to wear you down. I think that's the best thing they have going for him, and you might as well saddle him up and let him go.
And Orlando had about twice as many plays in the first half as San Antonio did, so the Riders' defense could be a little tired.
They could tire because of that. They ran over 50 snaps in the first half.
Still to come on the Prudential Halftime Report, the mystery caller and Jim Valvano. We'll be right back.
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
Sports and Science Converge, brought to you by AT&T, sponsor of the 92 U.S. Olympic team. Physical fitness has become a national obsession. People will do almost anything to get into and stay in excellent shape. In the past, it was believed that a 20 to 45-minute daily workout was needed. With the range of motion machine, 4 minutes is all that is required for a complete aerobic workout.
Most people do not really know what muscles to address and how to address them. People only involve a fraction of their total muscle groups. They get stiff in all the other areas of their body. You can achieve unprecedented oxygen uptake rates in a very minimal amount of time. That is really the essence of the machine. The higher the oxygen uptake is, the less time is required for an aerobic exercise.
By working 55% of all muscles at submaximal level in either an upper body or lower body workout, the machine produces a higher oxygen consumption and a better aerobic workout. Brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the 92 U.S. Olympic team.
AT&T Reach Out America customers will soon hear 40% more laughter. Their memories will be 40% brighter. And their smiles will be 40% warmer. Because calls made from 5 to 10 p.m. on your June bill will be 40% less than AT&T standard rates for customers with an evening discount. 40% off on calls to everyone.
And 40% less means 40% more to share.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day.
No better way to face the day. 5 minutes.
Dear Thompson's, when the store ran out of Thompson's water seal, we finished our deck with another brand. What a mistake. The Thompson side beat it up, the other side, nothing. Even the clerk agreed, nothing works like Thompson's. Sincerely, Becky Jones, Charlotte, North Carolina.
World League Football. Brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By Menon, there's no better way to face the day than with Speed Stick by Menon. And by Chrysler Corporation and its divisions, proud sponsors of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
We're at halftime. Orlando leading San Antonio 19-14, and as we do every week, we anxiously await the mystery caller, Jim.
Thanks a lot, Rod Shep. I love it. I can't wait to see who's on the line. You say, hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, just calling. I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing on the sideline. This isn't a basketball game.
Wait a second. I love football. I love San Antonio. But let me tell you something. I can't always recognize the call, but I can this week. This is Tark. Huh, Tark? You got to like San Antonio, too, no?
I sure hope so. I think I am. It's, the brief time I've been there has been wonderful.
Well, I was up in the stands early, and believe it or not, they're talking basketball here. One of the fans said you need an outside shooter. You going to get one?
And well, I thought maybe we'd reactivate you.
I know one thing I'm going to do next year, and that's after you win the NBA title with David Robinson, the big guys, I'll get you to come and work the sidelines with me here, okay?
That'd be wonderful. I want to travel with you.
All right, good luck, Jerry. Thanks for calling.
All right, Jimmy, good luck to you.
All right, bye-bye. Back to
Bye.
you.
Okay, Jim. Maybe Tark would like to go to Barcelona and Frankfurt with us. That'd be a good trip. Get him initiated. We are set to go here. Second half, and there's a man who had a thrill of a lifetime in the first half, Tracy Bennett, the kicker who got the two-point conversion. The Thunder, they blocked a couple of kicks for scores the last 2 weeks, a touchdown last week and the two-point conversion, safety, excuse me, as Titus Dixon will take it deep in the end zone, and San Antonio will have it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
On the touchback, Raiders football, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Roger Twibel, Dick Vermeil, Jim Valvano here with you in San Marcos, Texas. This is the temporary home of the San Antonio Riders as they will be moving to the Alamo Dome next year as Mike Johnson, left-handed quarterback, moved into the starting role when Brad Gable was hurt against the Knights, and Gable on the sidelines ready to go if needed. And they start the second half with Cisco Richard in the backfield. Johnson 7 of 17 for 64 yards. And Richard across the 25 to the 27. Dan Cilio on the stop, and it's time for those first half numbers.
Orlando has dominated the first half statistically. You look at time in possession, 18 minutes to 11. You look at total yards, 295 to 146. I still say San Antonio, to get back in the ball game, they're going to have to do what they do best, run the football with the big horse.
19-14, well, with that in mind, they go to the 4 wideouts, and Cersei the ball carrier. So they've tried to run it here on the first 2 downs. That's going to bring up a 3rd down situation as Willie Wyatt makes a tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 3, and that's a situation they haven't been very successful at. They're 0 for 5 in 3rd down situations, Dick.
But, you know, Willie Wyatt has been playing well now that he's starting as a defensive right tackle in the 4-3 rather than sitting on the bench as a backup nose guard in the 30 defense. He's made a difference in that front 7.
Johnson will throw it. Receiver there, number 81, Darryl Colbert.
Catch.
Nice catch indeed.
Yeah, that was
he
not
just gets it by Todd Crum for the first down.
That was not an easy catch for a 3rd and short situation, 3rd and 2 to 3 yards to go. Just a 3-step drop. He's going to drop quick break and fire it out there. That left-hander, we got both quarterbacks in here throwing left-handed. See, he took his body to the ball, reached out there and got it. Nice job.
Richard is the lone setback on 1st and 10. Call it the 31-yard line. Cisco Richard got a hole on the right side, still going up to the 45-yard line. He gives you a little bit different look as Maurice Crum and Malcolm Frank made the tackle, 14 yards on the pickup for this 5'11", 209-pounder out of Northeast Louisiana, Cisco Richard, as Ivory Lee Brown will now check into the game.
Now I want to coach the offense. I want to call a play.
They got something happening here. A couple first downs. Go! Searcy set in the slot to the left.
An 8-man front. A little tougher to run against this front.
Look at the spin. Still trying to make
tougher.
something happen. He gets back to the line of scrimmage where Todd Crum comes up, makes a stop, and also in there on the tackle, the right side Cilio was there.
You heard me say tough to run against this front. See, they covered the center right here with a nose guard. Then they have 8 other people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can't see the other 2. Too many people to run against.
Well, and they pretty much know when Mr. Ivory Lee Brown's in there, they're going to run it, not throw it.
Yes. That was a good call by Charlie Bay, the defensive coordinator.
2nd and 9. Here they come, and they're going to give it to Ivory Lee Brown around the right side. Dan Cilio was the first man to get to him, the nose tackle out of Miami. 6'1" and 298, and also Todd Crum and Carl Dunbar to help him out.
The best thing you can do with this big running back is keep him running toward the line of sideline. See, they don't let him get turned up. See the green jerseys coming inside out? They don't let him get turned up. Hard to make any yards with that kind of a play.
3rd down and 8. 7th play of this San Antonio drive, their longest so far today. 11:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Coming to the near side, nice defensive play there. The intended receiver, Titus Dixon, and Malcolm Frank on the coverage.
He might have had his left hand on him all the way. At least the receiver thought that he did. See, it's a nice deep pattern thrown. Watch him throw the ball here now. He's good protection. Now, let's see if the defender has his hand on him here.
No, I think that looked pretty good.
Pretty good. That's a good call.
Kent Sullivan standing at his 31 to punt. His last one was blocked for the safety. And Joe Howard Johnson back deep. This is into the wind. And see a low end-over-end kick. Joe Howard Johnson's going to let it bounce as it takes a sideways move, and they'll down it at the 12-yard line. 11:04 to go. 3rd quarter, 42 yards in the punt. Orlando leads by 5.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where is here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna!
Hammer.
We gotta make this. Wait a minute. Sound like it's gonna be another one of those.
Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
Yo, this is one of those records when the
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
I'm a big man.
Why do so many men stick with Bic?
I'm a big man.
Because there's a Bic for every beard. Regular, sensitive, metal.
Yeah, I'm a big man.
I'm a big man.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Sinus Allergy takes on the toughest allergies.
Yard work makes my allergies go crazy. But Alka-Seltzer Plus works great. Even relieves my watery eyes. Good thing. It's a big lawn.
Alka-Seltzer Plus, tough medicine for tough allergy symptoms.
For quality paint at a great price, Sears has you covered. Pick up Weather Beater exterior or Easy Living interior flat finishes. Your choice, only $10.99 a gallon. Hurry to Sears, because this sale ends Saturday.
I think they'll have shampoo there.
Might not have Head and Shoulders.
We're only going to be gone a week.
Right, a week. Head and Shoulders helps take care of the condition that causes flakes every day, because you never know. You know?
Head and Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
San Antonio invades Barcelona looking to slay the Dragons, or the Knights tackle the Glory.
Get into it.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back here to San Marcos, Texas. We're midway, maybe a little closer to Austin than San Antonio, but the temporary home this year of the San Antonio Riders. The Rider defense, Dick, has only allowed 10 points in the second half all season. They'll be tested here as the run off the left side gains just a yard or two, as in Montreal, Olympic Stadium. Keep you updated on that Sacramento-Montreal game in the third quarter now. This play taking place, though, in the first half. This was one of 3 touchdown passes by David Archer. This to Eddie Brown. And 21-10 the score there now is that game. Sacramento and Montreal. And that game has moved to the third quarter. And another San Antonio defensive player, a little bit shaken up, that's Willie Fears. Dick, they've been on the field an awful lot today.
They have, and it's going to really show here. And, you know, they have been an outstanding second-half defensive team. They've only given up 10 points in the second half all year. But I'll tell you, when you play 50-something snaps on a day like this in the first half with a 36-man roster, you're going to tire. Especially when you have to rush the passer as often as these guys are doing right now. There's Thieneman. Look at there. They could use that guy.
Fears today has 5 tackles and 3 solos. He's taken his knee brace off to show you how hot it is, maybe catch a few rays. He's going to have surgery in Louisville next week while the team is in Europe on a 2-week swing. 2nd and 9. They'll go right back up the middle again. Black takes it, gets up to the 20, and that'll bring up a 3rd down situation. Mark Ledbetter was the man that made the tackle. There have been a lot of players for the San Antonio Riders defensively dinged up today. No less than 5 have come out at one time or another.
You know, the other thing you have to realize with a 36-man roster in practice all week, you take more repetitions than you normally would in preparation for a ball game because you have no other player to rotate with you, and that's a tiring thing.
3rd down and 3. Orlando was 5 of 9 on 3rd down situations in the first half, and they'll go underneath. Bad pass right there. The intended receiver was Chris Ford. He threw it around his ankles. Gary Richard was on the coverage.
Scott Mitchell's had a hard time throwing the ball where he wants to throw it. He's either been over the top or he's been down low. This ball, you've got to hit on the numbers. It's tight man coverage, a man chasing him all the way. You've got to get it in the numbers. See, he's got it down there around the shoes. Can't make that play.
Titley gets a good snap that time, and Criswell, a low line drive kick. Good bounce right there as it's taken by Darryl Colbert. He's going to come to the near side. Bad move because he's met by 27 of the Orlando Thunder, Kevin Guidry. 48 yards in the punt, 3 on the return. The Riders will have it when we come back.
It's no secret that foreign competitors have been giving American car makers a real beating. About 5 years ago, we decided enough is enough. This is where it stops. The first thing we did was take a good hard look at our own company. And if we found something that slowed things down or didn't add value or improved quality, we dumped it. Then we reorganized the whole place into 4 platform chains: large car, small car, truck, and minivan. We spent $1 billion on a new technology center. Now, this new way of doing business means we'll be putting our concepts in your garage while the competition is still sharpening their pencils. And if you want proof, we've got proof. The Dodge Viper, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and this fall, a whole new line of family sedans. At Chrysler, we believe that standing still is a great way to get run over. In this business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Have you had your V8 today? Did you know that V8 juice has fewer calories than that orange and 100% of the daily allowance of vitamin C?
Wow.
And did you know that V8 is 100% vegetable juice, so it has no fat, unlike that low-fat milk? Wow. And did you know that V8 has more vitamin A than that serving of fresh broccoli?
Wow. I gotta have a V8.
V8 is a nutritious blend of 8 vegetable juices that taste terrific. Have you had your V8 today?
Why do men rape women? You say no, it might as well be a yes.
Peter Jennings reporting. Men, Sex, and Rape, Tuesday at 10, 9 Central.
Well, I'm Roger Twyble. This is Dick Vermeil. Joe Sullivan, better known as the Spot Man over here to my left, and the Big E, Elvin Lindblad, our spotter. What do you got there, Elvin? Hi, Robin. Those guys do a great job. Sacramento leads Montreal 21-10 in the third quarter. And we'll get you updated on the other game in just a moment. San Antonio with it 1st and 10 as they give it to the big man, Ivory Lee Brown. But right there was Carl Dunbar. Did a terrific job fighting off the block. Throws him for a 2-yard loss.
They tried to run a counter trap, pull up backside guard to come over and trap him, and he got penetration up there. They missed the trap block, hit him in the backfield. That's the best place to hit Elwin Brown before he gets started.
Mike Johnson trying to get something going on the year. 75 of 134, 862 yards, 2 touchdowns, a couple interceptions. We've not seen him run with the ball much today.
Blitz.
They are coming. Now we're going to see him run with it. He gets out of trouble and finds his tight end, Williams. Ronnie Williams makes the reception. Enough for the first down. Todd Crum on the tackle, 16 yards in the pickup, and that's why Mike Riley likes Mike Johnson in there.
See, you have mobile quarterback. They come with a rush here. They got 7 people coming, are covered with 4. Now he'll step up inside the rush. There he goes up inside. Tackle does a good job. Now he's left-hander moving to his left. He just has to make sure he throws across his body properly. Throws the strike to Williams. Move the chains.
15th reception of the year for Ronnie Williams, a tight end. And it's 1st and 10 with 8:22 to go, third quarter. They give it to Cisco Richard. He's done a fine job running the football today inside the 45 to the 43 were Carl Dunbar and Dean Witkowski. And New York leading now 20-3 against London in the third.
Roger, what they've got to do is call that same type of running play with Ivory Brown carrying it. Let him attack the line of scrimmage. Don't go parallel with him.
Well, it looks like they've been trying to take him outside as Ivory Lee Brown checks into the game. Arkansas Pine Bluff had 16 100-yard-plus games in his 2 years there after transferring from junior college.
I talked to him the other day. He says he likes to carry the ball a minimum of 15 times a game.
Now they send him out to the slot on the far side, and they're going to try to throw it to him. It's picked off. It's picked off there. 26, Glenn Rogers in a foot race. Is he going to be caught from behind? No. Touchdown. 60 yards.
Glenn Rogers. That's
Willie Wyatt got the deflection, and it was number 80 who tried to chase him down, Wayne Walker, the speedster from Texas Tech, but the 3rd pick of the year for Glenn Rogers.
You'll see the ball is batted in the air right there. He batted in the air, and now he just moves up inside. He's got the ball, Rogers has, and you'll see Walker with that great speed almost catches him.
Should have gone for the legs.
Yeah, should have dove for him. That's right. Tried to corral him and get him down. Couldn't do it. Touchdown. You know, that's one thing about the World League. Interceptions, there's a higher ratio of interceptions returned for a touchdown than in the National Football League. We come into this ball game, it's 1 every 9th interception has been returned for a touchdown. NFL, it's 1 every 17.
It's an exciting play, and Mike Johnson picked off there. On the deflection, Willie Wyatt got a piece of it. As Bennett to attempt the point after. We'll see how Titley snapped a little bit low. Criswell gets it down, and good concentration by Bennett right there. And the defense comes up big again for the Orlando Thunder, 25-14.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day. Start the morning with Speed Stick, the wide stick, for powerful 24-hour protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
With just one call to Ryder, you can reserve any size truck you want, order all your moving accessories, and arrange for a convenient pickup and drop-off at any of our 5,000 locations nationwide.
Does Route 60 run through Phoenix? Thanks.
Oh, and it's a 24-hour number, so if you have any other questions along the way, feel free to call. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
Every second, every mile per hour can mean the difference in the race for the pole position. The Indianapolis 500 time trials begin Saturday on ABC Sports.
I love you.
Second touchdown of interception this year for Orlando. Ephraim Thomas had the other one earlier this year, 32 yards. Glenn Rogers, who you saw just there, 60 yards on the return. And 2 interceptions today, so the 11 on the year for the Orlando Thunder as Bennett kicks it off deep. Darrell Colbert will bring it near side. Got a little space. Tackled. Good play. I'll tell you, Witkowski does a great job on the special teams coming down on the kickoff coverage.
Oh, he does. You know, he came into the league making 549 tackles in his career in college, so he had to make some of those tackles in college as a special teams player as well. He demonstrates that here.
Always good teams up at North Dakota and North Dakota State University. 6'2", 235, Dean Witkowski. So here's the situation for San Antonio. 26-14, they trail at 7:21 to go third quarter. And as much as they'd like to run the ball, Dick, do they have to start passing now?
No, I don't. I wouldn't. I would go ahead and just say, hey, we're 2 plays out of this thing and eat up the clock a little bit and do what we do best.
They'll roll Johnson out. Wide open to the near side is Searcy. And Searcy is brought down on a fine tackle over there by number 20, Malcolm Frank, who might be the best tackler in the secondary for the Orlando Thunder.
He is the most consistent defender in the secondary. And talking with Charlie Bailey, the defensive coordinator, he said he has been very consistent, as his Robert Pressbury has been very consistent as well.
Well, George Searcy, who caught that pass, leads the Riders with 31 receptions. He caught a pass in every game. He's had 4 receptions so far today, as Ivory Lee Brown is the lone setback on 2nd and 6. He gets the football. He busts off left tackle and spins. Penalty marker's down. Penalty marker is down as they get to the 40-yard line. Dan Cilio and Robert Presbury are in on the tackle. You pretty much know when they throw that flag from behind the line of scrimmage.
Behind the line of scrimmage like there. It's holding, I think, on the left side of the offensive line. Presbury is over on the left side, number 72. He's getting knocked off there a little bit, and he got turned up inside. I don't know who they called the holding on there.
Vitale, the center.
Number 67, Vitale. Hey, Valvano, talk to that little Italian guy down there. Don't let him hold.
That's the way Valvano used to play defense in basketball. Well, so far, this is with 26 by the Thunder, Dick, the most points scored against the Riders this year. Sacramento had 23 earlier this season. 2nd down and 16. Johnson will bring it near side to Searcy. Good tackle there by Malcolm Frank. Once again, he comes up and he makes the play. Wayne Dixon was also there.
A real good job by Mike Johnson of not getting greedy and trying to force the ball downfield, thinking I have 2 downs to get the first down, rather than trying to get it all in one chunk and either get it batted down or throw in an interception. Good job by Mike Johnson.
That brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah.
See what Johnson's done passing. 1 of 6 on 3rd down situations. 3 wide receivers to the near side. He goes the other way. Catch is made over on the far side by Wayne Walker. Penalty marker goes down.
I think they're going to call offensive interference. I think he pushed off. It was a good throw, a good route, but I think he shoved the defensive back. That is number 80, Wayne Walker. Let's see what he calls.
16 yards on the reception. Glenn Rogers and Mike Nettles were the men over there. No, they're going to call defensive pass.
They call it on defense. Number 80, Wayne Walker, the top left-hand side of your screen, coming off the ball. Great speed. There's the defender. Sort of squats on him right there. Oh, yes, that is. That is on the defense. Remember, you cannot make contact. You must give the lane to the receiver. Nice throw. Good timing on the route. But I'll tell you this, it's time to go deep. A corner should not be allowed to squat like that. He should be forced to cover you deep and give you a cushion at that 15-yard margin. They should go deep with a passing game.
Ref, more right here, though.
Mike Johnson talking to referee Tom White.
Mike Johnson told me he has a couple NFL teams that have talked to him already. Atlanta and San Diego Chargers have expressed some interest. He has really matured a lot since last year.
What would you think, Dick, about a quarterback the style of a Mike Johnson on an NFL team, giving you, that sort of type of play if you need it, rather than the classic drop-back passer?
Well, he can do both. He can drop straight back, and then he has the ability, la Randall Cunningham. More and more of those kind of kids that have that mobility are important to the National Football League.
Trips to the near side out of the shotgun on 1st and 10 after the penalty. Searcy following his blocker to the left, and good job there as Cersei's brought down to midfield. Let's go to Jim Valvano. Jimmy?
Hey, Raj, I'm dying here from the heat, so I came to the team positions for the Thunder here. All right, Dr. Winters on my left and Dr. Liebert. And here's the symptom I got. How's the heat bothering everybody?
Well, it's actually a cold day for Orlando, and we're just a little worried about the champagne being too chilled if we win the division title.
Oh, how about you feel about Doc?
Well, our guys practice in this every day, and this is sort of a normal spring day in Orlando, so I don't think it's really affecting them that much.
I'm the only guy's in trouble. Back to you.
Yeah, those guys don't have to play.
Yeah.
Ray! 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard pickup by Cersei. Low snap. Johnson downfield, throws it behind, and that's the result of the low snap. Colbert, the intended receiver, with Mike Nettles on the coverage.
Break your concentration. See, you still have to throw the strike. Can you imagine a pitcher on a mound in a baseball game having people distract him and then people still expecting him to throw the strike? That's what happens there. You lose your concentration. Boy, then it's tough to throw the strike.
Up at Olympic Stadium in Montreal now, they're making a game of it, 21-18. Third quarter, San Antonio 2 of 8 in third down situations. This is a 3rd and 9. 5 defensive backs in there right now.
Roger, they're coming after him. They're coming after him with a blitz.
Now they move down to Whitaker in tight. Johnson going downfield. Had the man right there,
and
Wayne Walker, and just led him a little bit too far and low.
You can see that they have extra people up here to come. And they get in there, put pressure on him. Now that means the safety's up involved in coverage, so they're 3 deep man-to-man, and see there's no safety in the hole. He beats him to the post like that, but he just doesn't throw the strike. Went exactly where he should go with the ball. He just didn't complete it.
The sun moving behind the clouds just a little bit now, so maybe it's cooling off a little bit as back at the 35-yard line is Kent Sullivan. This little kick will be into the wind. Good snap. And he's angling it to the near side. That's a nice punt right there by Sullivan. Look at it bounce. And, it just barely caught the end zone. Man, that was a pretty good effort by Kent Sullivan.
Spot man thought it was in.
Yeah.
He's never wrong.
Well, they're going to spot it at the 20 regardless.
The race for the America's Cup begins Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Why is the new phone card from Sprint not just another calling card? Now your card number is based on your home number, so it's easy to use. It'll deliver a message for you, even to someone whose line is busy. Lets you set up your own 3-way conference calls. Its info hotline lets you check stocks, weather, sports, even news. Call now and it even comes with 100 minutes free. Try getting all that with another phone company's calling card.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where is here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna?
Hammer.
We gotta make this. Wait a minute. Sound like it's gonna be another one of those. Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken. Yo, this is one of those records when the
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
I'd do anything for my baby. Anything for my baby. Anything for my baby. Baby Ruth.
If you're nuts about nougat, crazy for caramel, and absolutely wild about peanuts, you'd do anything for a Baby Ruth.
Anything for my baby. Anything for my baby. Baby Ruth.
An update on the salaries here in the world. Let's take a look at a play we talked about before. John Vitale. That's right, Vitale, not Vital. Base salary, 20. He'll play 75% of their offensive plays, another 7,500. But, hey, how's this for incentive? If the Riders lead the league in total rushing yards, another 2,500 for a total of $30,000. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you. And Scott Mitchell got a lot of pressure that time from Rob White. And there's John Vitale. I wonder if maybe a World League Wacko segment, the Dick Vitale will show up somewhere. Huh?
See, they're trying that bootleg pass again. This time they get pressure. 92, Rob Wright stunts to the outside. See, he comes out there. He couldn't get rid of the ball quickly enough. He gets the contact right there. No sack, but he does force the bad throw.
2nd down and 10. Thunders won 8 of their last 9 games going back to last year. 4 in a row, nearly picked. Ford, the intended receiver, he got a hand on it, and sliding in underneath 28 Anthony Cooney, who had picked one earlier off a Orlando player. Nearly had that one.
Those kind of balls have to be thrown right on the money to be caught consistently. They're tough catches coming down that flat.
Galen Hall enjoyed his trip to Frankfurt last week.
5-0, 5-0.
Third down and 10, 4:18 to go. Third quarter. Mitchell going downfield, intercepted. Picked off by 24, Chris Oldham. Oldham has got Airy behind him. Oh, goodness. Airy really took a shot as he was trying to make the tackle by his teammate, Rick Cunningham. And Airy is down on the ground as the interception return comes to the 14-yard line. That was, again, an example of an own man hitting his own man trying to make the tackle. But Chris Oldham with his second interception this year.
I think Scott Mitchell read it as a pure zone coverage, and he tried to throw the ball down the seam to the right side of the screen. He was backed up by the safety. He threw it over the seam. See, there it is. There's the safety sitting there. Odom. Now he's, this guy was a great kickoff returner in college. He has 100-yard kickoff return to his credit, and he's using that ability. What a collision there at the end.
Cunningham and Airy collided. Mitchell came into this game with just 2 interceptions on the air. He's thrown 2, and Oldham had one for a touchdown last week.
Right. If there's ever a time to improve your efficiency inside the 20-yard line, now's the time to do it.
26-14, 4:04 to go. Ivory Lee Brown. In the setback position as Titus Dixon comes to the near side, and it is Ivory Lee Brown spinning down to the 5-yard line. The big man is brought down by Wayne Dixon, number 56.
See, the best way to run that guy is put him deep in the eye and let him roll to the hole and pick the daylight. If there's a lead blocker with you, fine. Let him go get the linebacker and you run it off. But give him a chance to pick where to go.
Dixon's a second-year professional out of Oklahoma. Came into the game with 17 tackles, a sack, and a couple of fumble recoveries. 2nd and 2, they can get a first down without scoring. Brown tries to cut it back, and really a nice play right there by Willie Wyatt, second-year man from Alabama. Spent some time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Willie Wyatt will come from the right side of your screen. See, he slants in there. Now watch him appear. Here, right up the right side. Then he appears right. They made it cut back right now with penetration. If you're going to use a good cutback run ability, you've got to keep the line of scrimmage clean.
Wyatt was named the defensive player of the game last week. 5 tackles, a sack, and a fumble recovery against Frankfurt. 2-time All-Southeastern Conference performer at Bama. On 3rd and 3, Johnson hit from behind, and he fumbles, and Wyatt's got the loose ball. He pitches it back. And taking it, number 24, Ephraim Thomas. He should go all the way, and he does. Touchdown. How about that? 91, Ricky Andrews came from the backside and hit Johnson. 78 yards on the return with the lateral.
And Wyatt says, no way. At 6 foot even, 280 pounds, do I want to run the length of the field? So he turns around and flips it to him. Now see, play action, he comes out the booth. Here's Ricky Andrews right there. Wham! He hits him in the back blind side. Now here's the guy, 290 pounds. He says, here, I don't want to run all that distance. You take it.
Look at, he stopped about 4 yards after he pitched it off.
Ephraim Thomas, the number 11 pick at Pittsburgh last year with the Steeler organization.
Thomas had a interception return for a touchdown earlier this season.
Yeah, against New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. So,
big play.
Wow, has this been something? Defense, and defense as Bennett comes on to attempt the point after. And he missed it. Bennett had one blocked earlier, missed that one.
Yeah, there's a case of the kicker now starting to worry about the snap rather than concentrating on his job. They've had 2 bad snaps in that situation. Now he's worried about the placement and all that kind of stuff, loses his concentration, misses the extra point.
Well, a golden opportunity there for San Antonio, and they had Ivory Lee Brown, and they were trying to punch it in, and then they decided, well, rather than stay on the ground, we'll go and try to make something happen with the pass, and a good defensive play by Ricky Andrews to cause the fumble.
A good defensive play by Ricky Andrews, yes. A bad offensive play by San Antonio. No one even bothered to pick him up. No, he came inside there. Someone should have had him in the inside gap. If you're going to turn somebody loose, you turn a guy loose all the way outside, not inside. Right there to the left side of your screen, number 91. See, there he is. There, someone should have picked him up. I think the running back should have picked him up.
The back missed the hole. The back went to the right side and got behind the guard and tackled.
And there goes Efren Thomas for his second touchdown return this year.
Well, last week, Tracy Sanders returned 84 yards of fumble for Birmingham in the game. As a matter of fact, last week, Birmingham, Dick, had more yards on fumble returns, 140, than they did passing or running the football. This is killing San Antonio, even though the Riders got the win. Goodness sakes. That's an unusual stat when you got more yardage on fumble returns than you have on rushing or passing.
I don't know what that says about your offense.
Well, it speaks well for your special teams.
Yes, it does.
Bennett to kick it off, and Titus Dixon back deep, and he drops it, and they're going to say, Titus, just keep it right there, my man.
Let's go back and take a look at that same play. You don't see plays like this very often. Now, Ivory Brown, number 33, left center of your screen. They're faking to him. Now, normally you assign him to the inside linebacker to pick him up if he comes, but he's faking so hard, he doesn't acknowledge that linebacker coming, doesn't pick him up, turns him loose. He decks the quarterback, fumble, touchdown the other way.
Now it's a 32-14 game. Last year, these two teams met in the first game of the year, and it was a 35-34 game, and Orlando threw 5 touchdowns. As a matter of fact, the first play from scrimmage, Kerwin Bell went up top for 75. First and 10, 2:28 to go, third quarter. Underneath, the pass is thrown to 81, Gerald Colbert, and he is brought down immediately. Maurice Crum, 53, the linebacker from Miami, the man that got in there on the tackle.
You know, the offensive line, we've been talking about Orlando's offensive line and pass protection and things they do well. But there are a couple guys out there for San Antonio doing a nice job of pass protecting. Both of those offensive tackles are doing a good job.
Johnson throwing to Dixon over here on the near side at the 41-yard line. Malcolm Frank came up on the coverage.
On that play, Donta Whitaker, number 85, the tight end, went down the hole. They blew the coverage, turned him loose. He was down there all by himself. Of course, Johnson didn't see him, and was Whitaker upset.
Dick, in this 4-game winning streak Orlando's been on, they've outscored their opponents 121-32, and the defense has only allowed 1 touchdown. They've forced 15 turnovers, including 10 fumbles and 13 sacks. So this defense for Orlando, maybe the statistics and rankings don't have them as high as San Antonio. They're every bit as good as that pass is overthrown.
Well, see, what happened is they didn't start out very well. And, and then teams ran the ball on them and moved the ball on them, but they got better. And then they made the drastic change with the front 7 by going to 4-down linemen. Now they're a solid defensive front.
1:47 to go. Third quarter, Kent Sullivan will come in for his 6th punt of the day. He's second in the World League. Second-year professional out of Cal Lutheran. That happens to be the former training camp of the Dallas Cowboys out there in Thousand Oaks, California.
He was a personal valet during training camp there for Tom Landry. He was sort of the gopher.
Bad snap and almost blocked.
Good concentration.
Grannis Bell almost got a piece of it after the bad snap and the fair catch at the 36-yard line. 42 yards on the punt, and let's check out the divisional races right now. In the North American East, Orlando can clinch with the victory today. That'd get them to 6-1. North America West is where things are still up in the air. San Antonio at 5-1, Sacramento playing today and leading at 4-2, and Birmingham 4-2-1. And then in Europe, Barcelona's in control at 5-2, but they've got a very difficult schedule. But really, no one there looks like they're going to be able to catch them unless Frankfurt can turn it around, because London was being handled easily.
Frankfurt got beat last night by Ohio.
Yeah.
And, they lost their quarterback a while back. It's tough.
As Clack will take it to the 40, and you could. There's a loose ball. The officials didn't react immediately to it. The players seemed to notice that there was a fumble.
Remember, Clack hasn't played in 2 weeks. That's what a coach would worry about.
And they're going to give it to San Antonio. Woo! Rob White, 92, was the man that came up with the football.
He goes off tackle to the left. and somebody must grab his arm. He's up inside there. See him going right in the middle of your screen. Now he's got his pads. See the ball in there. Now someone grabs his right arm and is jerking it away.
It was Rob White.
Was it Rob White?
Yeah, Rob White got it, pulled it away, and recovered it.
Well, he had a forced fumble before this game. Now he's got 2 forced fumbles.
So Rob White
did what he had to do.
Makes the play, and here comes San Antonio. 1:29 to go, third. Mike Johnson, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. They'll swing it out to George Searcy. Stops, wants to come back to the middle. He got himself about 4 more yards inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, where Ephraim Thomas will make the tackle. Searcy in the first 3 games, Dick, caught 11 passes. The last 3 since Johnson's been there, he's caught 18. They've really gone to him more.
Well, yeah, and they have gained confidence in his ability, and so has Johnson. So he looks for him quickly as he empties out of that backfield.
Searcy, number 20 from East Tennessee State, Southern Conference Offensive Player of the Year in '89. As they'll bring it inside, number 80 with the football. That's Wayne Walker, and they tried to run that play on several occasions.
Again, they're blitzing him. See, that's a side adjustment. They're bringing more rushers than they have pass protectors, so they get rid of the ball quickly. See the rushers coming up inside. He reads it. They have the slant in coming from the outside. They've thrown that incomplete a couple times. Now it's complete.
Time running down here in the 3rd quarter. The sun's starting to break through here this afternoon in San Marcos, Texas. Temporary home for the San Antonio Riders. They've been successful here. 5-1 on the year. They've won 4 in a row, but they trail 32-14 at the moment. Got it over on the far side is 81 Darrell Colbert. He's going to be run out at the 7-yard line by Ephraim Thomas. 15 yards on the pickup.
What they did is they went man-to-man. You'll see the defender here, one-on-one here. They run him out. He runs the out pattern. Tough to cover that to the sideline without any help underneath. See, he sticks him right there. He goes out. Nice throw right on time. Takes it up and moves it out of bounds.
6 seconds show on the clock, but they're going to go ahead and say that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Now wait a...
Well, he went out.
They're going to call it end of the 3rd quarter. Well, we'll return after this message from our ABC stations.
From gospel singer to superstar,
Sing it from your heart.
it's Whitney Houston with guest Kevin Costner.
He loves music.
Whitney Houston, This Is My Life, Wednesday.
We've got a bit of an edge with the driver we have. We've got the best driver out there. Al and I stay in constant communication during the race. I have to be aware of what he wants or needs, at all times. I think the small details are is what makes the difference between winning and running second.
Over 1 million people each week walk into AutoZone, and taking care of them means having what they need when they need it. That means stocking a lot of parts for a lot of cars. Now, nobody can stock everything, but we stock more than most. And how do we know which ones to carry? That's easy. We listen to our customers, because nobody knows better about what you want than you. So the next time you walk through that door, you might think of yourself as a customer, but we think of you as the boss.
Many Democrats and Republicans endorse the new Ford Escort, but so do many third parties, like Motor Trend, who's rated it one of the top 10 domestic car buys.
Last year, more people bought a Ford Escort than any other small wagon. This year, the identically equipped Escort cost $767 less.
This new Ford Escort sedan comes with all this equipment. And at $99.99, it scores just under a perfect 10.
See Adamson, Long Lewis, Ernest McCarty, or Jim Skinner Ford.
Winston 500 starts this afternoon in Talladega.
Set to go for the final 15 minutes here in San Marcos, Texas. The 5-1 San Antonio Riders and the 5-1 Orlando Thunder, along with Dick Vermeil and Jim Valvano. I'm Roger Twibell. Week 7 of the World League, and our best matchup so far this season. And San Antonio trailing 32-14. They've got it first and goal from the 6-yard line. Mike Johnson going to the corner. Got it. Touchdown to Lee Morris. First touchdown reception of the year for the fifth-year pro out of Oklahoma.
See what happened? They picked up the blitz. They had single coverage, no help. They picked up the blitz. You'll see the blitz come inside here now. They pick it up. He gets the ball off. Here they come. See, now they pick it up. See, the running back gets up in there, gets rid of it quickly, throws it high into the outside. He gets up there. Nice leap, good timing, touchdown.
Pretty good coverage by Malcolm Frank there, but not quite good enough as Gallery will come on to attempt the point after. He's 9 of 9 this year.
That's the advantage of, you know, the defensive back there is only 5'8" and Malcolm Frank. And that receiver, a little bit taller, saw the ball, could leap in rhythm, got up and took it away from him.
Gallery knocks it through. That was the first catch today for Lee Morris. Of course, he played at Oklahoma. He's used to not catching it a lot.
Here we take another look at that. Good job by Johnson. See, the thing what he did is he got the ball up in the air, so the receiver had a chance to jump and go for the ball at the highest point.
32-21, Riders back in this thing.
Hey, fellas, have you seen what McCulloch's been up to?
No, we've been on vacation.
There it is.
Hey, Barney, that's no chainsaw. It's too skinny.
It's a McCulloch string trimmer.
String trimmer?
It cuts weeds and edges grass in places where a lawnmower won't go.
Looks like a gas-powered golf club.
Actually, it's more like a chainsaw for weeds.
First chainsaws, now string trimmers. What's McCulloch going to come up with next? How about a roadmap? I think we're lost. A beaver is never lost.
See the new, more powerful McCulloch string trimmers at your McCulloch dealer and put Mac to work.
I know I should use a tartar control toothpaste, but mine tasted too strong.
Introducing mild-tasting Tartar Control Crest Smooth Mint Gel.
You were right about that crest. My mouth thanks you.
It's tough on tartar, soft on you.
When life turns up the heat.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Green. There's Degree Antiperspirant. Degree's body heat activated.
1 more minute.
To release extra protection.
Jeff?
Hi. Degree, your body heat turns it on.
She'll be crushed, but I need my space, my freedom. Just tell her.
Bob, I'm leaving you for an Anheuser-Busch wholesaler.
What?
Why don't you know what you've got till it's gone?
But we're so perfect.
Why ask why? Try Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down. She'll be back to drink light, yet satisfied completely. So while love isn't easy,
Can you get me some free beer?
refreshment is.
Sailing's greatest challenge is set. The United States defends its title as the finals of the America's Cup begins Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
And we're back as Gallery will kick it off. Downwind, out of the end zone. Let's check in with Mark Jones, an update on that Knights-Monarchs game.
Fourth quarter action, Reggie Slack drops back to pass. It's Davis Smith, 18 yards for the touchdown. The Knights in control.
I guess the Knights have it working now, huh?
They've got their motor running. They really do. They looked so good last week.
They're going to have to win the rest of their games, Dick, and then, you know, hopefully we're going to talk about that wild card. We saw who's leading the divisions, but that wild card spot is about what they've got ahead of them. A lot of things would have to happen. Awfully good. As Airy makes a fine reception on the outside. He gets a first down. He's pulled down at the 34-yard line by Malvin Hunter, 14 yards on the pickup.
You know, Orlando really has dominated this football game, but what has kept it close is the fact that they have turned the ball over 2 more times than San Antonio. That's what's kept the game close and kept San Antonio in the ball game right now in the fourth quarter.
Time of possession's equaled up a bit, too.
Yes, it's all balanced out.
First down and 10. 32-21, Orlando.
Opposite!
Big hole in there.
Black gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Pretty good job of blocking by the right side of the line. Jerry Crafts and Blaine Rose there. Dick Japura, Mark Ledbetter make the tackle.
Boy, that Crafts a big guy. You know, Orlando has to be careful now to not get away from what they do best. They have to go ahead and do offensively what they do well all the time and forget the score of the football game. They're not a ball control team.
Jerry Crafts, you said big, 6'6", 348. Is that big enough for you?
Oh, I know it.
Orlando didn't have a first down in the third quarter after 19 in the first half. Grannis Bell in motion to the far side. On 2nd and 3, he gets it, but a good tackle. He's short.
Didn't make it.
Well, let's see where they spot it at now. The tackle made by Chris Oldham. He's played himself a good football game, this second-year pro out of Oregon.
He was on him like sweat. I mean, right on him. Ran all the way across. Was man-to-man, and he just ran with him. They gave him a first down. No, they're still calling it 3rd and inches. Here's still 3rd and inches. Right there, he goes to make the play. He doesn't get turned up at all.
It is 3rd and inches. Clack, he gets the first down across the 45 to the 46 where Malvin Hunter, we've called his name a lot today. He's 6'2", 235 out of Wisconsin. And also Kip Tejada, number 22 from McNeese State. Sacramento, 28-21 over Montreal. The Machine hanging tough up there.
The Machine have got some good football players.
Yeah, they do. They've had some quarterback injuries. 10 minutes to go in that game up in Montreal.
5-0! It looks like blitz coverage.
Oh, they were coming. Flags are thrown.
Yeah. Take the penalty, move the ball. See, that's where you make a mistake defensively as a linebacker, somebody like that, is to try to beat the snap or be rolling on the snap. Offsides, 5 yards.
Attendance today, 12,555 here at Bobcat Stadium, Southwest Texas State University. The Alamo Dome will be coming up next year, and that's opening April the 1st, 1993. The Alamo Dome will be home to the Riders, the San Antonio Spurs. They're going to have an Alamo Bowl college football.
2 Houston Oilers football games in the preseason.
They're having the Olympic Festival there in '93, and hope to attract a lot more. Maybe a Final Four one day as Tommy Stowers takes it inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Anthony Cooney and Kip Tejada both in on the tackle, and that's a first down for Orlando.
You know, the other thing they could hold in there is a Mexican food cookout. I'd attend. I'd buy the first ticket. Boy, the food in that town's good.
We haven't eaten any the last couple of days, have we?
Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
my God.
I love it.
Oh, me too.
I love it.
Go left, go right, Rodney.
First and 10. Clock running, 11:43 left to go. 32-21, Orlando with the lead. They throw it out to Joe Howard Johnson. Good job defensively right there by number 24, Chris Oldham. Really held his space. Johnson gave him a couple of moves, but Oldham wasn't going anywhere. 9 yards on the reception. Get back to the stadium here. Bobcat Stadium was built in '81. Seats just over 14,000. They brought some bleachers into this field here. And Southwest Texas State, 21,000 students here on campus. They got a number of guys that they've sent on to the NFL.
Number one.
In the last few years, Ricky Sanders of the Redskins and A.J. Johnson also with the Redskins.
Okay.
Stowers inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. They're getting some good work out of Tommy Stowers now running back.
I think if I were running the offense, and I know that they run a lot of no-huddle offense, I'd go ahead and run the same plays, but I would use all the huddle time and clock time and not snap the ball until the final 2 seconds and eat up some of that clock time rather than standing on the line of scrimmage and calling it all the time.
In the NBA today, the Knicks have beaten the Pistons, so they will move on to play Chicago. Tough series there. This is the 8th play of this drive for the Thunder. It's 1st and 10. You can see Mitchell. He's taking as much time as he can. It's down to 2 seconds.
They're blitz. Here it comes.
Throws it out to the far side. Chris Ford, the receiver. And Ford has it at the 23-yard line. You know, we mentioned a few moments ago at the end of the 3rd quarter when they let time expire, the officials on completed passes, the clock doesn't start. It's incompleted passes. So there was a little confusion about that down on the field. Gary Richard makes the tackle. How about the double-stack pancakes here, Dick? Doug Aronson,
like the ones you ate this morning?
Well, I had more than 2.
There were almonds and everything.
Both were credited with 11 pancakes coming into the game. The 2 guards, Dwayne Rose and Doug Aronson for the Orlando Thunder.
Opposite.
2nd down and 8. Stowers
He doesn't
He's
get
down
to carry
to
the
the
ball
20.
often, so
No,
he's probably having some
he
fun.
doesn't. You know, he came into this game with just 5 carries for 37 yards and 4 pass receptions. Plays a lot on special teams and such, but it's a hot, humid day. Clack coming back with the injury, and Roger Vick, who had a pretty good first half, we haven't seen much of him.
Remember, he missed 2 weeks, so he can't probably be as strong, and especially with this heat. No, excuse me, it was Darrell Clack that missed
Darrell
it.
Clack, yeah. We see Vick on the sideline. Stowers has 5 carries for 28 yards, so he's had as many carries today as he's had all season. They're going to let the clock keep going. They're using, Mitchell's doing a good job here.
Now, yeah.
Third down and 4. Down the middle, penalty marker. Stowers has it. Boy, good job by Tommy Stowers as he took the hit, fought his way down to the 10-yard line, but we've got a couple penalty markers down, 9 yards on the pickup.
See, the other thing that's being demonstrated now is San Antonio's pass rushers have gotten tired. You notice that he stood 4 or 5 yards from the line of scrimmage and just stood there and pumped the football, waiting for something good to happen, and then threw it.
I think the other thing is we got to say here is we get late in this game.
Number 51 on the defense. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Well, it was a call on the defense. There's an IV, it's so hot, replacing fluids. That's over on the Orlando bench.
That's Kevin
Allen. Yeah, that's Kevin Allen, the offensive tackle. But what I want to say is so many of these players play special teams. They're starting. Some even play offense and defense. You get late in the game, hot, humid day like this. You see there was some movement by the defense. The run by Stowers as he's inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. No flag there as the clock continues to run. Terrence Cooks makes the tackle.
Very poised drive by Mitchell here, and I think also more efficient drive, because I really feel from looking down from here that San Antonio's defense has been on the field too many plays, and they're tired.
Well, they were on a lot. They were on a lot in the first half. Their offense kind of evened things out a bit in the third quarter, but it's been all Orlando now since the start of this fourth quarter. Now we've got 7:55 to go, Dick, in the football game. Clack is back in there. Darrell Clack, touchdown.
Real good blocking there by the left side. Doug Aronson and Rick Cunningham, they came off the ball real firm, created that little crease inside. Rodney Lassow did a nice job with the center position.
There's Doug Aronson. You see these guys are whipped. They are tired. They're getting up awful slow.
Yeah. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Good blocking here as they come off together and seal and give that cutback in there. Nice job of coming off the ball. See, and they get it sealed. See that cutback lane in there? He puts his shoulder pads down, keeps working his feet. He's in the end zone. There's just not a lot of fight left in the rider right now.
Bennett, who missed his last extra point attempt, gets that one. So terrific drive by the Orlando Thunder. They lead it 39-21.
Everybody hates to eat and run. We'd rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And when all that running round catches up with you at last, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster or more effective than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
The Genuine Article is now on sale. The minivans that have outsold all others combined. Chrysler's first national minivan sale. Dodge Caravan, Plymouth Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country now offer a $500 rebate, plus up to an additional $1,600 cash back on popular family options, like quad seating, anti-lock brakes, and built-in child seats. And right now, the Genuine Article Chrysler minivans are on sale. In the minivan business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. With 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
Masters champion Fred Couples in the field of the PGA's best, tee it up in Texas for a Lone Star Showdown. It's the final round of the Shell Houston Open next on ABC Sports.
Oh, Darrell Clack took that in for the touchdown. Clack, who got married just not too many weeks ago down in El Paso, Texas. As the scoring drive, 12 plays, 80 yards, 705. 69 of those 80 yards, Dick, were on the ground. And Darrell Clack, the 4-yard touchdown run. And for the former Arizona State player and Dallas Cowboy, his 5th rushing touchdown of the year.
Orlando is so complete an offensive team, and they spread the ball around. You can see they've used 3 running backs. They've moved the ball. The offensive line really is as good or better than any offensive line in the World League.
Colbert's calling for it. Into the wind, he'll take it at the 15-yard line. Tripped up. Nice play by Todd Crum, who got him from behind. 7:42 left to go here from San Marcos, Texas. The Thunder leads the Riders 39-21.
Open road, mountain high, morning mist, golden sky, Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. City streets, desert sun, rolling hills, forest run, Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. Yeah!
No matter where you want to be, you can get there on a Kawasaki.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll.
Of all denture adhesives, only one holds the strongest, and it's just taken a turn for the better. Fix-It-Int's new Easy Twist Cap. It's bigger, it's a snap to open, and it's one more reason to Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
Start a project with Minwax Wood Finish and turn new into treasured, ordinary into extraordinary, even pine into cherry, because Minwax Wood Finish makes it easy to turn any project into a beautiful masterpiece. Minwax makes wood beautiful.
Don't look good.
Well, you're stuck here.
Oh, man, how we gonna get out of here, man? Wait a minute. Yeah. Rolling. Sound like, isn't that? Sure looks like it.
That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
New KFC honey barbecue fried chicken in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods. Now try new KFC honey barbecue chicken, 8 pieces, just $5.99, or a 2-piece snack, just $1.99.
San Antonio invades Barcelona looking to slay the Dragons, or the Knights tackle the Glory.
Get into it.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Well, these guys just did the job. The Orlando offensive line. There's Jerry Crafts and Doug Aronson.
He looks like he could eat the breakfast you ate this morning.
Offensive line, baby.
Those great buckwheat cakes with nuts all over them. They had to be 12 inches across.
Only on Sunday morning. You know, I got to have my energy today.
I didn't think you could make it up the steps today.
These are long days. Coach. 21. The Thunder with the lead, and the Riders have it 1st and 10, and movement on the left side over there. And Jim Valvano's got a former Dick Vermeil player with him. Jim?
Thanks, Raj. I'm here with Carl Hastings, a scout for the Phoenix Cardinals. Talk about some of the players here, the property of the Cardinals.
Well, me and myself and Eric Whitmark, the PR director, the pro personnel director, we're looking at Ivory Lee and Mike Nord, and look at a few guys from Orlando and San Antonio. Got some good prospects in this league.
What do you think overall about the league?
Well, last year was a little slow, but this year I can see the type of play improving, and everything's looking great right now.
All right, back up to you guys.
Hey, Jim, 1st and 15 after the penalty. Johnson, man wide open is Searcy to the near side, and he's moved out at the 34-yard line. Let's go back to Jimmy.
More importantly, and why I want to talk to you, is you played 8 years for Coach Vermeil, did you not? What was it like to play for him?
Well, Dick, I must say, Dick, it was some good years, but thanks to Dick Vermeil, I don't have a neck right now. Now I'm 6 feet. So I was going to try for the World League, but they said I was not tall enough. So thanks, Dick.
Back to you, Coach.
Was he a player?
81, Darrell Colbert makes the reception. That'll be a 1st down. Glenn Rogers made the tackle. You said that he was maybe the best player, never made the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, every year we would grade the other defensive linemen. Carl wouldn't make the Pro Bowl, and he would play better than half the guys that made the Pro Bowl, but he wasn't the flashy pass rusher. He would get the quarterback from time to time. Great run defender, great pursuer, and also rush the passer, but not quite flashy.
Intercepted. Number 26, Glenn Rogers, has got his 2nd pick of the day on the deflection, and a penalty marker. Now 2 go down. A couple of penalty markers go down at the 34-yard line after Rogers was tackled. Searcy and Colbert were a couple of guys over there.
Good pass protection. Nice pocket to step up and throw. There it is. Now the ball's batted.
Crum got a piece of it.
Crum, 43, got a piece of it. There it is in the air. Now,
And a
He's
face
been running
mask
a face
right there.
mask right there.
The business climate is so competitive today. Either you give your customer the best possible service, or somebody else will.
We could take you on a vacation you will never forget, but you've got to get through to us first.
AT&T 800 service connects more calls on the first try, and it connects them faster, so more of your customers actually get through.
To us, a single 800 call could be worth thousands of dollars. And if the call doesn't get through, the opportunity is lost.
With the AT&T 800 assurance policy, if something happens and the customers can't get through, we'll reroute those calls to any working phone in 30 minutes. Guaranteed.
We chose AT&T because our 800 service is our front door, and we want it open to anyone, anywhere who's thinking about a vacation.
When you consider that every call is a customer, why would you want anything less than the most reliable 800 service?
If you want to win in the 21st century, you have to play the service game and play it really well.
We can make a difference. AT&T. Call us.
Why did you switch to Suave Super Stick deodorant?
My kid's big game, and I was out of deodorant, so I used my son's Suave Super Stick.
Well, it couldn't have been any closer in the game or the stands, but my kid's team hung tough, and so did Suave. That's some powerful odor protection, and since I knew Suave cost less, I switched. Who'd have believed something that works so well could cost so little? Who'd have believed 10 innings?
Suave Super Stick deodorant. So effective you won't believe the price.
Now, coming up next is the final round of the Shell Houston Open, and with Orlando leading this game 39-21, seemingly having this in hand. As we look at the leaderboard, Fred Funk leading Fulton Allen by 1. We'll be heading over to Houston to bring it that final round, and then we'll update you on the conclusion of this game here from San Marcos, Texas, as the Orlando Thunder looking to move their record to 6-1 on the year. And the San Antonio Riders, after the game today, Dick, they make the 2-week swing over in Europe against Barcelona and Frankfurt. We will be there with them. Very important because with Sacramento leading and Birmingham coming up with a win last night, the West is really going to go down to the wire as the wild card possibilities look like this. The asterisk means those teams won the tiebreaker game, so both San Antonio, Sacramento, and New York are tiebreaker winners. So that's the way it looks right now. The Thunder leads the Riders 39-21 with 6:20 to go. We'll update you in the golf. For Jim Valvano and Dick Vermeil, I'm Roger Twyble. Thanks for being with us from San Marcos, Texas. Enjoy the golf, and we'll let you know how this thing finished up a little bit later on, everybody.
Coming up next, the PGA Tour
guy. You know, Orlando